push a mind to a limit where it needs to be. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss. See, I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. Choke until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact.
Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it.
Hello and welcome to My Mind Over Your Matter. My name is Rick, and let's get this camera started here real quick because everything is all crazy in the neighborhood. So let's get it started. Let me see. Is Jimmy Kimmel really fired? I mean, they took down his show. I mean, he was very insensitive to Charlie Kirk. But, you know, Kimball, he's a agent. We all know this. And, you know, he has a severance package. So if anything was to happen and he gets canceled and ABC decides to fire him officially, he'll be paid handsomely and he could go and move over with Ellen and go live with Ellen, you know, or maybe Rosie. I don't know how cozy he is with Rosie. Ooh, that rhymed a little bit. Cozy with Rosie, with a little Ellen on the side. Ugh, what a fucking mess. That's like a fucking diarrhea. I don't know. That's like something I don't want to even touch. Ugh, what a mess. But, you know, if you don't have nothing nice to say, I remember they used to tell me this when I was little. If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. Right? Well, I really don't have much nice to say about Jimmy Kimmel, but I'm going to go against the grain and say, listen, Jimmy, go find God. You know, take the opportunity that you're going to have a lot of free time in your hands. Go find Jesus. You know, maybe it'll help him. I hope they go after The View, too. I hope we don't just stop at Kimball. This is the time to cancel the Democrats and cancel the ABC contracts and just get rid of the network as it is. I mean, I wouldn't get rid of the network, but I would hit them with a stiff penalty that they will regret to ever do any of what they did ever again, especially what they did to Trump. That's despicable. I am rolling my medicine, so I haven't seen the chat yet, but gotta roll my medicine. I was running a little late. Don't seems like it because I'm on live at 7:30, but I was running a little late. Give me 1 second so I could roll this up. Gotta get the medicine ready for the show. Can't have a show without some medicine. Okay, here we go. I gotta turn on a few candles also. Seems like I gotta light up a little bit more here. We are gonna watch some paranormal videos tonight, so that's gonna be towards the end. I don't have any windows really open for any stories right now. Like I said, I was running a little late, so I wasn't able to get everything prepared. But we could do this. We can go on the fly. All right, got that medicine all nice and rolled up. This is looking nice. This is a pretty one. You can probably see it. Hey yo, smells good. Smells really good. Love how medicine smells. The marijuana. Yeah, I call it medicine because that's what it is to me. I don't see it as a negative thing. I see it as a helpful thing. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the YouTube world and see what they throw at me. Let's see what they throw at me. Okay, they throwing me a little bit of Jason A. Okay, I'm liking this. We could see what else they're throwing at me. Body language guy. They're throwing me a little bit of the body language guy. We could go with that. Give me 1 second to set it up. Give me 1 second to set this up. What is going on here? Okay, I don't know why he did that, but let's go ahead and click this here. Clip. I'm just gonna clip a little couple of windows. I'm not gonna go too crazy tonight. I don't want to be on here too late tonight, but we're gonna see. Man, I heard about some shooting of some officers that were injured. I think 3 officers are dead in Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's like breaking news right now. Um, Let me see. I guess we have some news on that we could expand more on. Wow, I didn't know President Trump on 9/11 went and attended a Yankees game. Huh, that's pretty cool. And they say that New York don't love Trump. New York loves Trump. It's just New York is trapped because their voting system is rigged, and they're always gonna give out weird numbers and elect the wrong people. Pretty much, I don't blame the people. I think the the machines are kind of manipulated. Anything connected to the internet can be manipulated. Remember, I always been saying that on my channel, and I will always keep those words close to my heart. Anything and everything connected to the internet can be manipulated. All right. So with that said, I guess I could go with these. Start off with these 3 windows first. Let me beforehand. Let me just set everything up, and then we could start off with the body language guy. But like I said, I have to set everything up. I apologize that I didn't have this set up beforehand. I was running a little late, so like how they say, my bad. Oh goodness gracious! I'll get to the chat in a moment. Let me just finish doing this because it's a lot of clicking, and to produce a show is not easy. So you're doing a lot, and you can tell by the flashes of light, like all the screens that I'm going through to get this up and going. So let's start off with, where is it? Give me 1 second. Now I can't find it. Here it is. Let's start off with the body language guy. It's talking about Jimmy Kimmel here. So let's see what's up. Let's put up the volume.
Have been really tough for everybody. Lack of sleep, hopelessness. What is going to happen to the United States? What is going to happen to the world? What is the world in which we live in? What can we do besides just timp here on YouTube and say something and try to complain about what the FBI is doing, or just the fact that they're trans terrorist cells killing people of honor, kill Charlie Kirk. And sometimes one needs some kind of wins. And I've come here, I wanted to make this video right now because I wanted to give you this win. Jimmy Kimmel is off the air. Breaking: ABC broadcast affiliate Nexstar is removing Jimmy Kimmel indefinitely after he joked about the assassination of Charlie Kirk.
Good.
The announcement says the following. Nexstar Media Group Incorporated today announced that the company's own and partner television stations affiliated with the ABC television network will preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live for the foreseeable future, beginning with tonight's show. Goodbye. Nexstar strongly objects to recent comments made by Kimmel concerning the killing of Charlie Kirk and will replace the show with other programming in its ABC affiliated markets. Mr. Kimmel's comments about the death of Mr. Kirk are offensive and insensitive at a critical time in our national political discourse, and we do not believe they reflect the spectrum of opinions, views, or values of the local communities in which we are located, said Andrew Alford, president of Nexstar's broadcasting
to get rid of Jimmy.
Continuing to give Mr. Kimmel a broadcast platform in the communities we serve is simply not in the public interest at the current time, and we have made the difficult decision to preempt his show in an effort to let cooler heads prevail as we move toward the resumption of respectful, constructive dialogue. Go F yourself, Jimmy Kimmel. I'm really happy with this. It has been a pain in the arse.
You gotta go after the view
long. Was just the last straw. That was the last straw. What did Jimmy Kimmel say? Well, he basically was saying that the guy who killed Charlie Kirk, MAGA is saying that he is a lefty. No, he's just MAGA, just like Charlie Kirk was. It's that simple. He was mocking the very death of Charlie Kirk, making this discussion about if the shooter was MAGA or not, when he is, as far as I know, not a political commentator. His show is not about politics, right? It is my understanding. I haven't seen his show like in ages. The only thing that I see from Jimmy Kimmel as snippets just appear when he is, I don't know, complaining about Donald Trump or try to crack some kind of joke, and so many people think that he's not funny. The only, I could say, I have to be fair. I'm a fair man. When he did that montage or story time with Harry Stodger, that was funny. That is the only time in recent memory that this guy has done anything well. But
it wasn't funny to me.
This is something that gives me energy to continue. Why? Because so many of you, there's so many of you beautiful people who are new to this channel, and I want to welcome you to this channel. Some 70,000 of you are basically brand new to this channel, you know that in the body language guy, we have exposed all sorts of narcissists, toxic personalities, manipulators. That has been my job, and give you the tools to be able to spot when somebody's trying to manipulate you, when somebody's trying to gaslight you, when somebody's trying to guilt trip you as well. I made so many videos about that. I should reorganize my homepage so you can access those playlists with all my guides about that. But right now, it's like an evolution in which I usually just have to talk and analyze about maybe true crime, or maybe celebrities, or maybe a scandal here and there. Maybe Will Smith slapping Chris Rock was all right, was something out of the ordinary. What do we have now? We have people getting shot and people laughing at people getting shot. So it's something that I have to say it is. I am not complaining from the making the video part, but something that has affected me really deeply, especially because every time I think of Erica Kirk and their children, it's something that is not easy. And I'm pretty sure so many. It's so much poison. I had the misfortune of listening to a politician, not from the United States, I'm not going to mention who was with all this venom, discourse, slandering Charlie Kirk, saying so many stuff that was so disgusting. And I was wondering, how can we stop these people? Because again, I can understand that maybe you can be misled. Maybe you can be confused. We are all confused about what is going on. No single one of them, not one channel, not one YouTube channel has the ultimate truth of what just happened.
Exactly.
Some channels have very good explanations. I want to recommend, if you are not following Chase Hughes, from the Behavior Panel, he has a YouTube channel, very successful YouTube channel, has a video explaining what the Charlie Kirk shooting means for the United States. Watch that video. That video is just amazing. It has like 4 million views right now. But it's something that we are, as I was telling you like 4 or 5 days ago, we are lacking some kind of guidance. What should we do? Okay, we can pray. We can ask God for what should we do right now in our daily lives. What can we do? What can I do besides just trying to expose what is going on? And not gonna lie, I was feeling a bit down today. Of course, here's a bit late already, but
it's 1 week.
Here is something. It's not that of course, there's some Schadenfreude in there. It's like a joy because of somebody else's misfortune, but that misfortune is completely self-owned, self-generated. And I said, all right, so this is working. The complaining is working. The retweeting is working. Why are you doubling down over and over again? Why you tweet so much about this? Why you do this over and over again? Because this is something that we have to battle together. Because this is something that we have to push together. Push through this. We can have a better country. We can have a better world. We can have a better society only if we raise our voices. Sometimes it's not easy because we don't know if we are shouting into the void. Now I know something for certain. Something for certain. So many of you have been so supportive of all that I've been doing. That has been overwhelming. That has been completely worth it. but
He's
yeah,
doing a great
I
job.
needed to share with you. Sometimes one can feel that I don't know if I'm doing enough. I don't know if my crazy theories are enough or are the right thing, or if I'm going the right way with this. But
But
this,
don't second dick.
yeah,
Don't second
exactly.
guess
Like the
your
people
guess.
celebrating Charlie Kirk's assassination.
Keep moving forward.
Yeah, you have the right to tell everybody
Let me check out
to
the
say
chat.
anything. You have the right. The First Amendment. You have the right to say
All right, let me
whatever
see
you
the-
want,
Oh Lord, I gotta go to the
but
chat.
you are not free from
Go on
consequences.
my phone.
We have the right to shame you for it. And I guess that, well, Next Star couldn't stand the pressure of all the shame that was falling on
Hey
this
Albie,
guy, this
hey Kayla,
Jimmy
Rob, what's
Kimmel.
up, Terry?
So yes, it is worth it. It's
Oh,
like people were
sincere.
saying, it's like we
Seven,
were
what's up,
discussing
Seven?
logos.
How you doing,
We were
brother?
discussing Cracker Barrel only 2 weeks ago. Oh, it's nice to chimp, to make noises and well, people will change curse and Cracker Barrel. Imagine 2 weeks ago. Two weeks.
Considering both Island and Rosie are
I
lesbians.
miss the world 2 weeks ago when we were discussing
This year,
Cracker
also
Barrel.
Barrels last season. Yeah, he needs to go.
This is the world that we live in. And we have been exposed to the reality of the people
Cigarette. All right,
who is
enjoy that.
living among us. And we had the idea that they were a little crazy and deranged, but
Yeah, I
not
got my
this
medical
level
license.
of crazy and
Right.
deranged and inhuman.
Most freaking good.
Because I have no other way of calling that. So
Yep,
yes,
Trump was
this
born
is
in New
a
York.
win. Yes, I'm
Wasn't he born?
happy
Was
for
it
because
in
this
Queens?
happened.
He was
And-
born.
And I had to make
Brooklyn. I
this
forgot where
this
he was
video
born.
just to vent it.
For some reason, Queens.
So
came
thank
in my head.
you for being here. Thank you for sharing all your thoughts. Thank you for all your messages. And well,
Nah.
my name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy.
Bye.
Much love
Good riddance.
and bliss.
Like how Terry says, good riddance. He needed to go a long time ago, and the fact Disney kept him on for so long, he was a liability. Disney knew when he made that comments last night. Disney knew automatically. Listen, it'll be cheaper if we get rid of him, because the lawsuit that would come our way from Erica. Like, I don't think you want Erica Kurt's lawsuit. You don't want to give her that amount of money that you're gonna have to fork over. It's cheaper to get rid of Jimmy. Trust me, it's cheaper. I haven't watched one late night with Jimmy Kimmel in over 20 years. I know I haven't seen. I don't even remember the last time I seen that show. I don't watch Jimmy. Jimmy's annoying. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. Jamaica, Memorial, Queens. I believe it was Brooklyn. We got Brooklyn and Queens. Terry and Kayla, the couple, are divided. And where Trump was born. Was he born in Brooklyn or was he born in Queens? I believe he was born in Queens, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I don't want to ask the G word, because the G word is going to give me like all this information and break everything down, and I don't need all that. But I have you guys, and that's all I need. And let's let me resize these segments here, because we got to do a little resizing. Get everything all set up. We even have a Tyson De La Cruz to watch. All right, this is gonna be a good one. Okay, I think I got everything with the paranormals. I got 3 paranormals. Let's see what else we got. There is a tropical storm, Gabriella, finally formed. This storm looked so horrible on radar. I don't even know how they freaking. Let me show you guys what it looks like. I don't even know why they marked it and gave it a name. It doesn't even look. It didn't look impressive at all. And the fact that they gave this storm a name, I mean, they've been giving invisible storms names yeah, there's like no storm, but then they're like, yeah, this is a storm, and it's like, where is it? It's like it's not even there, but they gave it a name. Let's see how it looks. Let me load it up for a moment here. It's doing this little flashing thing, but there's a lot of tropical systems out there that are let's go ahead and show you guys. Give me one sec. Let me load it up. We haven't done the weather here in a while, so let's get right to it. All right. Here we go. All right, so this is Gabrielle right here. And it's a big, elongated storm. It's all this right here. They're thinking somewhere around here is the center, but they're also saying that this could possibly be the center. But they decided to give this crap of a system right here. It looks like a hook. Well, they gave it a name. I don't know why. I think I know why, because they wanted to progress the names that they have on the board so that way their scientists don't look stupid, because they estimated a certain amount of hurricanes and a certain amount of storms with a certain amount of named storms for the year. And right now we're just at the G. So not many storms has happened yet, but they're thinking this next 2 weeks, next 3 weeks is going to be hyperactive in the Atlantic, that many storms are going to try to develop. So what I'm looking at is this back here coming off of Africa. It looks very impressive, but we'll see how it tracks across the Atlantic and see if it develops into something. And you know, the only thing that's good about these storms forming out here in the ocean, it helps cool down the ocean and release the heat. It's kind of like a filtration system to release the heat from in the ocean to cool it down. This year has been very weird with the weather, but I'm anticipating this year to be a really wild year for the Northeast when it comes to snowfall and nor'easters. I could see a bunch of nor'easters coming up here and also some Alberta clippers coming this way. And those tend to bury us, literally bury the cars. And I hope it gets to that point so I can show you guys. It's for content. So let's go ahead and go over to this over here. Let's check this out.
Right now, I do want to take you out to that breaking news once again that we are still following coming in out of York County in Pennsylvania. That is a live look right there on your screen as we are still awaiting the arrival of Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. He should be giving an update here on the officers who were injured in that attack. Again, we know that several police officers are believed to be injured, and there are at least 2 serious injuries. There he is, so let's lift up the audio.
Yes, I got it right. I knew he was from Queens. Trump was born in Queens, New York. Yeah, I figured he was a Queens.
My name is Christopher Paris. I serve as the commissioner of the Pennsylvania State Police. I'm going to address you this evening concerning a critical incident that has rocked the community here in York County this afternoon. The incident occurred in Caduras Township, York County. I'd like to preemptively say that there are many details which at this point we are not prepared to release, given the ongoing nature of the investigation. That having been said, we would like to advise the community that there is no current active threat. The situation today involved law enforcement officers who were shot. I can confirm that the shooter is dead. I can confirm that there were 5 law enforcement officers who were shot today.
Oh my God, 5?
3 fatally, 2 that were transported here to Wellspan in York. They are currently listed in critical but stable condition.
Oh my God.
The district attorney of York County,
5 police officers
who is no stranger to this community, or in collaborating with the Pennsylvania State Police, Tim Barker. I've spoken to him. The Pennsylvania State Police has been asked to convene a major case team to conduct the lead in this investigation with the assistance and in collaboration and in partnership with the York County District Attorney. I can assure you that all of the resources of the Pennsylvania State Police are being brought to bear.
I had to have shot
There is still very much an active scene at Caduras Township York County.
These cops wear bulletproof vests.
Later this evening, the district attorney will have more information to release. I can tell you that the Pennsylvania State Police have taken over calls for service for the Northern York Regional Police Department, and we will continue to do so to support our partners. I can tell you that I've spoken to the special agent in charge of the FBI out of Philadelphia, our municipal partners and county partners here in York County, and we've received multiple offers of assistance from our fellow state partners to include New Jersey and York. But we have a very large investigative scene. In being here today with our law enforcement family for the second time in 2025, I'd just like to say on a very personal note, our hearts and prayers go out to them, to the families of the deceased and the families of those officers who were wounded. There are simply no words that I can offer to assuage the grief that this community has experienced and unfortunately will continue to experience. The grief will be unbearable, but we will bear it. So we stand here today united for our partners all across the law enforcement spectrum, and we will not rest until we've conducted a full, fair, competent, and thorough investigation into this matter. Lastly, I would simply ask to the community here in York County and beyond, all across Pennsylvania and all across our nation, if you could keep the families that were touched by this tragedy today in your thoughts and prayers. Please give them a solemn thought. And to the women and men who are working diligently right now to push this incident forward and the investigation forward and the aftermath that will have to be dealt with and persevered through, our hearts and prayers are with them. Thank you very much. I'll now turn it over to Governor Shapiro.
Wow.
This is an absolutely tragic and devastating day for York County and for the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. We grieve for the loss of life for 3 precious souls who served this county, served this Commonwealth, and served this country. And we continue to pray for the full recovery of those who are dealing with their wounds. This, of course, is on the heels of just a few months ago when we lost another York County son, Officer Duarte, who again gave his life in the line of service.
Wow.
I had the opportunity with the Lieutenant Governor and with Senator Phillips Hill, Representative Grove, and your 3 county commissioners to spend some time with the families of those who have been impacted by this violence today. I think it's important for you to know that these families who are dealing with, they're grieving right now, and they're suffering right now.
Wow.
Took time to tell us how proud they were, how proud they are of their loved ones who put on a uniform to keep us safe. Wow. It's an extraordinary thing that these law enforcement families do.
Every day.
They support the individual who puts on the uniform and runs toward danger.
Every day.
They're there for them when they leave in the morning.
Every day.
And they pray throughout the day that they will come home at night. So I hope as this community comes together, as I know it knows how to do, and prays, that we think not just about those who wear the uniform, but those who stand behind and next to those who wear the uniform every day. These families are extraordinary, and I hope you'll join me in prayer for them. I had some time to spend with the law enforcement who are gathered here today, who ran here because they knew that their brothers in uniform were in danger or their lives were cut short. And I'll just share with you what I told them.
You censor that
the
comment.
entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania respects them.
I'll read it.
And we have
People
their
don't
backs.
have any respect.
And we
for
so
law
appreciate the
enforcement.
work that they do every single day.
This comment was not.
And they go out to keep us safe.
Was not
And
shown.
they go
on
out to
YouTube
protect our
for
freedoms
reason.
and our rights. This is something that sadly we only tend to share in times of tragedy. I think it is important that this Commonwealth knows that every day we appreciate those who put on the uniform and those who keep us safe. There are others here at WellSpan who wear different kind of uniforms. And I want to say thank you to the doctors, to the nurses, to the staff here at this extraordinarily wonderful healthcare institution.
That's wild.
That sadly has seen too much trauma. But thanks to their extraordinary talents and their dedication to their neighbors, they're able to help people get back up on their feet. That's what you did today for these two brave souls who put on a uniform to keep us safe. And so we appreciate those of you who don the white coat and the scrubs, those of you who support the work that they do. You truly are wonderful people, and we appreciate you very, very much. I want to let you know that Attorney General Pam Bondi reached out directly to me and shared with me that we have the full support of the federal government. I know, as Colonel Paris indicated before, he has spoken to the lead of the FBI here in this region. We so appreciate law enforcement at every level, and we, of course, appreciate our federal partners. General and I worked together when I was Attorney General here in Pennsylvania. She was the Attorney General in Florida. It meant a lot to me that she reached out to offer her support and her prayers for good people of Pennsylvania. Here's the last thing I want to say, and I'll turn it over to Lieutenant Governor. This kind of violence isn't okay. We need to do better as a society. We need to help the people who think that picking up a gun, picking up a weapon is the answer to resolving disputes. We need to do better when it comes to mental health. We need to do better when it comes to looking out for those who are in need, so we don't have to deal with tragedies like this. We got to do better as a society. I know everybody up here believes that, and everybody up here works hard to do that every day. I just think as a community, it's time for us to work hard to heal from this and to make sure that those whose lives were lost today, that something constructive can come from that in their memory that stops this kind of violence in the future. That protects those people that put on those uniforms for us.
You need to know what happened.
It makes it so these trauma surgeons don't have to patch
before you start reprimanding us.
We got to do better as a society.
You know what I mean?
We're all committed to doing that work.
Give me the facts.
We've got to do even more.
Punishing us.
Now's the time for this community to come together and to do this important work.
What to do?
And so on behalf of a grateful Commonwealth, I say to those who wear the uniform of law enforcement, thank you. To those who wear the uniform of healthcare, thank you. To the elected leaders up here, thank you for the work that you have done and know you will do to keep our community safe. And to Colonel Paris and the entire team at the Pennsylvania State Police, I know you will have every resource you need to make sure that this investigation is conducted fully and thoroughly, and that whatever steps need to be taken will. May God bless York County and the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. May God bless and watch over those families that are suffering right now. Lori and I join you in prayer, and I think prayer is a particularly important thing at this moment here in York County and all across Pennsylvania.
Thank you, Governor. I share your thoughts and prayers for the officers that were lost today, the officers who were injured, and every law enforcement person across this great Commonwealth. We are unfortunately here again in York County because of gun violence. The issue that brought me to public service. I want everyone to know today is not just a devastating day for this community in this region. It's a devastating day for our entire Commonwealth. My wife, Blair, and our entire family join in the prayers of, I believe, 13 million Pennsylvanians who are praying for the officers and their families today. You know, we ask a lot of police officers in our communities, and they always run towards danger. I think we all have a responsibility to continuously do our part to make our community safer. I know I'm going to continue to do my part.
Yeah, there's no info.
And we are consistently grateful for the commitment and the sacrifice that our law enforcement officers make. We're grateful for the healthcare professionals who run towards danger to aid folks in their time of need. And we're so grateful for the work that they've done today. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Carney from WellSpan Health, who will provide an update from the medical perspective.
So we received 2 gunshot wound victims from the scene. We immediately took them to the OR. They are both in critical but stable condition currently. Trauma centers are a resource for the community. We're here when you need us, and we enjoy the support of both the local government, state government, and our administration. Thank you.
Colonel. So at this point, I would open it up to a few brief questions. However, prefacing that with the fact that the information we can provide is extremely limited. Sir.
Did you say this was the officers involved are from Northern New York? And
I did not say, and that was intentionally done so. Obviously, we know who they are and who they work for. Our concern is that there are some investigative steps that we're taking right now, and at the request of the district attorney, we're withholding that information.
Do you know what the district attorney plans to release?
I've spoken to District Attorney Barker. I know there are a lot of things going on right now, but at some point, I know he will brief the media. Sir.
The circumstances surrounding while those officers were there was they were serving a warrant of some sort of PFA?
So they were there to follow up on an investigation that began yesterday. The general heading of that investigation, I would say, would be domestic related. But beyond that, the facts and circumstances, we have more information, but pending the search warrants that we're currently typing up and serving, we want to hold that information any more specificity.
You see which department they were with, the officers?
No, I did not. So we're going to, at this point, say that the 5 law enforcement officers in York County, and we're going to leave it there. And I'm going to defer to the district attorney, Tim Barker.
I just want to be clear. So there were 5 law enforcement shot, 3 of them killed, 2 in critical here in this hospital, but then the shooter was also killed. Is that
Correct. Those numbers are correct, sir.
Are there any other suspects involved?
At this point, we believe that the community is safe, but we're leaving no stone unturned, and we're going to run every lead down. But I don't have that for you.
Do you know if SWAT was called in?
I'm not prepared.
Any age of the
that. Like I said,
guy?
I'll defer to the district
Male,
attorney.
female?
Have we heard anything as far as weapons or
Weapon,
what
yeah.
exactly happened when they arrived?
No, I mean, we have, but not that I can confirm with any specificity that I would be concerned we would have to backtrack on later. So very much processing.
We'll find out tomorrow.
A large scene. I will confirm that it is a large scene. Members of the PSP Forensic Services Unit are down there mapping it right now. It's still very much an active scene. It is secure, and we believe, just to reiterate, there's no threat to the community.
Just a couple more questions. Was he shot by police or did he shoot?
He was shot by police.
Can you confirm the address or the block number of the scene?
No, not at this time.
Governor, can I get your
You know,
thoughts
they've got a
on
lot of
earlier
shots.
today in Winchester trumpeting the fact that violent crime had actually been reduced there? What your day, how you would sum up your day after that, and then here you are now.
Well, look, this isn't about me or my emotions. I think this is just about a grieving community. And I wanted to be here with this community. I want law enforcement to know how much we care about them and respect them. I want this hospital team to know how much they matter in this community. And most importantly, I want these families to know that we're all grieving with them and praying for them, and that they're not alone.
Turn off your phone.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you, guys.
You had to run because the phone was ringing. All right, let's keep it moving. We got some more news, so let's just keep it moving.
And just in the past few minutes, Nexstar, the owner of dozens of ABC affiliate stations across the country, said they will not air Jimmy Kimmel Live, quote, for the foreseeable future, based on his monologue in the wake of the Charlie Kirk assassination.
Well, Brett, if there are 2 House members that want to make this about themselves, it's Ilhan Omar and Nancy Mace. I have said across this channel, I wrote an op-ed for Fox Digital that was published yesterday. We've got to tone down the rhetoric, obviously. I think folks on the left have to understand that this is following, obviously, the brutal assassination attempts on the former president, now current president, and, of course, Charlie Kirk, who I spent a lot of time on this network debating. And David Spunt just talked about statistics in terms of these studies with right-wing fueled or left-wing fueled attacks in this country. And I think what we need to do as the left, right, as a representative of the left, is acknowledge the pain and the hurt that many on the right are feeling, and not just say, okay, well, what about the the House Speaker in Minnesota as an excuse, or Paul Pelosi. These also horrific attacks on people's lives and livelihoods, but understand the pain and the hurt to try and move past this situation.
Well said, Mary Catherine.
I mean, I think Jimmy Kimmel was lying to his audience. It was quite obvious.
He essentially said it was a MAGA shooter.
Yes, he's wrong. He's spreading misinformation. I am surprised they're taking it off the air. Maybe put someone else in the seat for a couple days and bench him.
This is affiliate ownership. So there are dozens of affiliates saying we're not going to run it.
And my only concern there would be there should not be any jawboning going on from the federal government to make that happen. We can point out with more speech that Jimmy Kimmel is totally wrong about that.
I think it's fair to expect consequences if you're lying about the assassination of Charlie Kirk or you're celebrating
just report the truth.
Panel, thanks.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere.
Hold on. Thank you. Thank you, Sean. My thing is like, just be truthful. If you want to be funny, you can be funny. You're a comedian, right? So crack a joke, but don't go and shitting on someone's death and then try to justify it like it's a good thing. Kimball, like, you don't learn, dude. You didn't learn when you were eyeing that girl, remember, in New York, where he had this episode, he was with this other guy, and there was distracting this girl, and he was licking, and he was sticking his tongue out, like trying to lick her butt and lick her back, and he was like sticking his tongue and doing all this stuff behind this girl's back. Whatever happened to that? He didn't get canceled for that. And then what happened with blackface? Remember, he did the blackface, and they kept him on for that. But now with this Charlie Kirk, this is the death sentence for all these libs that think they are funny and they could say whatever they want and not be held accountable. Let's not stop with Jimmy Kimmel. I know 4 of these 5 crazy bitches on The View that needs to be permanently taken out of The View. That show needs to be taken off air. And when are they going to do it? Maybe sooner than later. Because I tell you right now, Whoopi Goldberg is taking a shit right now. Joy Behar, she's taking a shit right now. Like, all the ladies of The View, at the same time, I'm pretty sure they're talking to each other right now. They're taking a shit. And I'm telling you right now, that shit is pretty big. Okay, so let's go ahead and go on to Jason A. Let's check out Jason A. entry for today. Let's put up the volume.
Some hard news perspective. We are entering a new age of evil. The last age that we had was in the 1930s, with the rise of the dictatorships all over the world that led to 100 million people dead in World War II, the Holocaust, on and on. Now, I wrote this book, Confronting Evil, to signal people that it was coming.
Paul gave this word of exhortation at the close of this great epistle. He says, "Be angry and do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger, and do not give the devil a foothold."
So I started the book's research and writing about a year ago, and I knew, as you say a lot in your monologue, that things were deteriorating not only in the United States. This is not an American problem. This is a worldwide problem. And my opinion that I inject into the book, backed by facts, is that too many people in the world and in this country are looking away. We are looking away. And we are allowing evil to gather power. And you can just analyze it from every point of view.
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed. How do you feel?
Happy. Goodbye.
See that Charlie Kirk just got shot and killed?
That's good. Girl, someone had to do it. He was a disgusting person with disgusting beliefs.
Yeah, he's a I'm like, yeah, he's an
He's you got what you deserve. I'm sorry. You're a bad person. Bad things happen to bad people. Celebrate it. It should happen more often. Not death necessarily, but like karma. Big fan of it.
It didn't used to happen, but now it does. Too many Americans and people all over the world are so self-involved, so selfish, so weak, so afraid that they are allowing evil to grow at an exponential rate, a rate that is horrifying. Horrifying.
You know, on a podcast a couple of months back, Charlie was asked about how he'd want to be remembered if he died. His answer, I want to be remembered for courage, for my faith. That would be my faith, and that was Charlie. And in this dark moment for our country, I think that's the greatest lesson any of us can take from Charlie. To have faith in the Lord, and to be bold in how we glorify him. To be bold in our pursuits as Charlie was in his. So that's what we're going to spend a little bit of time doing this afternoon. Keeping this incredible show he created going and hearing from some of the people who were so fortunate to call Charlie a friend. We're going to pay tribute to his courageous legacy, and we're going to commit to keep it forever alive. I'm looking forward to this. Join us.
Ezekiel described, he said, if the watchman sees the enemy coming and doesn't sound the alarm to warn the people, he is responsible for their captivity. We have a culture that's being taken captive. We have whole generations that have been taken captive, and there are very few of us who are speaking out.
Instead of saying sorry, ousted MSNBC analyst, if you want to call him that, Matthew Dowd, is trashing the network for firing him after these despicable comments. Listen.
We don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration. He's been one of the most divisive, especially divisive younger figures in this, who is constantly sort of pushing this sort of hate speech or sort of aimed at certain groups. And I always go back to hateful thoughts lead to hateful words, which then lead to hateful actions. You can't stop with these sort of awful thoughts you have and then saying these awful words and not expect awful actions to take place.
Yeah, have fun being unemployed, Matt. The network apologized for the comments, but Dowd doubled down on his nasty rhetoric and is now accusing MSNBC of caving to the, quote, right-wing mob.
You know, Rita, it's the most visceral reminder of evil in our midst, evil in this realm, at least since October 7th. This has been the personally saddest that I have been since October 7th. And it's also just the most visceral reminder that there is such profound, unmitigated evil. And, you know, some of the specific details are, I don't even have words for this. I mean, demonic, satanic, I mean, out of the pits of hell. I mean, use whatever verbiage you want to do. You know, at the University of Louisville in Kentucky, there was some caricature on a bulletin board saying debate this. And it was, I guess, a caricatured version of Charlie getting a bullet into the neck there. There was some other story that I saw of a third or fourth grade elementary school teacher showing the video of him getting shot to the students there. I mean, this is someone who should not merely be fired from being an elementary school teacher. That person should be publicly flogged, like literally flogged with lashes in the town square and probably sent to a mental asylum.
As I woke up this morning and saw the clouds and it was kind of dark, I thought to myself, it kind of expresses the mood I think that many of us have right now. Over the last 5 days, it's been a particularly difficult time for many of us. It really begs the question, I think, that Peter asked the church in 2 Peter 3:11, where he said, what sort of people should we be? In other words, in context, he said, in the light of all these things that we're talking about, both the trials of life and the struggles, but the second coming of Christ and all the rest of it, that all this is going to be burned up and consumed. If we take all of that information and we put it into our brains, what kind of a conclusion, what kind of decision should we make is going to be the trajectory of my life from this point forward? It's really a point of illumination. Things that happen in our life that suddenly cause us to step back and see the same things we saw every day for months and years before, but we see them with a different set of eyes. They impact us. Suddenly there's a clarity in that moment and we go, now I see what it's really about. Now I see what's really going on. And I think for many of us, that's where we're at right now. We knew that there were some issues in the country. But how many people really recognize that we're in the middle of a civil war. I think he also understood, and I had the sense, things I heard him saying towards the end, that he understood the price that he would pay. When Jesus warned us in John 15:18, he says, if the world hates you, it'll hate me. It hated me first. But little do they realize the words of Hosea when he said, they have sown to the wind and they will reap the whirlwind. Carl Sandburg said about Lincoln, he said, you never know the true measure of a tree until it is felled. It's amazing how over and over again, the victimizers become the victims in our current narrative. So that when a young woman is stabbed in the neck as she's riding home from work on mass transit, before long, we have people on the media talking about, well, the justice system failed this young man. If our nation was to survive, that the freedom of speech, of expression, religion, the First Amendment, which America is unique in having, that it's stated in our Constitution, our Declaration, as being an inalienable right given to us by God, not by government. But if it was going to survive, it had to also be exercised. It had to be utilized, as well as being protected and defended. It can never be allowed to be silenced, whether it's by force or fear. Ultimately, for us, we have to declare that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And we're told that we have to address it quickly. We have to kind of get a hold of it before it becomes a foothold for Satan, which I have seen that foothold eventually turns into a stranglehold. So that when we look at these people like Crooks or Ruth or Robinson who've done these things, and many others, like this guy killing this young Ukrainian girl, when we see people doing that, we have to realize that Satan has completely taken control of them. And without that understanding of the power of Satan in these people's lives, we miss the whole point. So we get caught up in every conspiracy video that's been doctored by AI to live us, to get us to say, I saw it with my own eyes, not realizing, no, you've got a product that's been manufactured, and we lose sight of really what's the issue. Satan and the demons of hell are the issue. And if we think we're going to fight him with guns and weapons or our own strength, you're a fool. Because he can only be broken by the power of God.
Wow. Great one. Great entry, Jason A. Wow. I felt that one. Couple of news here. Gotta check out. And then we're gonna get into the paranormal. So sticking with the topic of the Jimmy, you're fired, Jimmy. Let's go ahead and check out Benny Johnson and see what he has to say. I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a lot to say. Let's go ahead and check it out. I like this right here. This is so funny. Look at Trump. He's throwing Jimmy in the garbage. He's gonna throw Jimmy in the garbage. Here we go.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. This is the single proudest moment of my life. You and me, this movement together, this channel just got Jimmy Kimmel ripped off air. That's right. This is happening. This is really the Wall Street Journal. This is really an article. Disney has canceled Jimmy Kimmel's show, ripped him off air, pulled the Jimmy Kimmel Tonight show, is done, never to return. Entertainment giant move follows FCC Brendan Carr's criticism of late night host. Where did that criticism come from? Our program, ladies and gentlemen, right here today. We freaking did it! I just can't believe it! Oh, this is for you, Charlie. What happened? Jimmy Kimmel despicably attacked Charlie Kirk, saying that Charlie Kirk was killed by a member of the MAGA movement. Since Charlie Kirk is the leading figurehead of the MAGA movement, this is Jimmy Kimmel saying that Charlie Kirk deserved his death and had a role in his own death. He's blaming Charlie Kirk for his own death. That's what happened in this.
The MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half-staff, which got some criticism.
Oh, yeah, it's a criticism to fly the flags at half-staff. Charlie Kirk doesn't deserve it. Charlie Kirk was killed by one of his own people. That's what Jimmy Kimmel said. Now, of course, that's a demonstrable evil lie. Obviously, the opposite is true. And we started the day off by creating that clip. Now, that got seen by millions of people, 10,000 reposts, 38,000 likes. And we banged that out. And then we booked our friend, Brendan Carr, who is the commissioner of the FCC, the chairman of the FCC. And Brendan Carr said, you're not allowed to go on taxpayer-funded news networks and to say that Charlie Kirk deserved his assassination, which is effectively what Jimmy Kimmel said. Chairman Brendan Carr says it is truly sick, what Jimmy Kimmel says. The chairman confirmed that the agency had a strong case to hold Kimmel, ABC, and Disney accountable for spreading dangerous, political-motivated misinformation. This is very serious for Disney right now, who owns ABC, of course. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. These companies can find ways to take action on Kimmel, or there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead. Then he talks about how the government grants broadcast licenses at the great expense of the taxpayer. He called for Jimmy Kimmel to be fired or suspended. The FCC could make a strong argument that this sort of intentional effort to mislead American people is a very core fundamental fact, is a very important matter. Then he goes into talking about how Disney needs a major cultural change. Strong leadership from Brendan Carr. This is Brendan Carr right here. Now, we broadcast that today on our live stream. And then what happened? Well, hours afterwards, Nexstar, which is a massive broadcast affiliate of ABC News, said they are going to be ripping Jimmy, which is their right, ripping Jimmy Kimmel's programming from 32 of their stations. That accounts for 15 million American households. That means that Jimmy Kimmel's show was about to collapse in ad revenue. If you take Jimmy Kimmel, who only gets 2 million viewers a night, if you take Jimmy Kimmel out of 15 million households, well, you're going to cut his viewership in half? Who knows? And then how many more people will follow? So massive, massive shout out here to Nexstar, who said they're going to preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live. They're going to take the show off the air because he made a comment about the Charlie Kirk killing and said Mr. Kimmel's comments about the death of Charlie Kirk offensive and insensitive at the critical time of our national political discourse.
Wow.
We want to respect the spectrum of opinions, but you can't use your broadcast platform in order to tell lies and to dance on the grave of Charlie. And that's exactly what Jimmy Kimmel did. And now this news, ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Kimmel has been officially ripped off the air. I would say this again. Jimmy Kimmel indefinitely has been suspended and ripped off air after Charlie Kirk comments. Get a load of this. Disney's ABC said it would take Jimmy Kimmel's popular late night show off of the schedule indefinitely after one of the biggest owners of TV stations in the U.S., Nexstar Media, said it would preempt airing of the program following the remarks that made about the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. Nexstar said Wednesday that its owned and partnered television stations affiliated with ABC television network will preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live for the foreseeable future, beginning with tonight's show. The company said that it strongly objects to the recent comments about Kimmel concerning the killing of Charlie Kirk
tonight's show.
The affiliate programs. In his monologue, Kimmel said that the MAGA gang was trying to score political points off Kirk's murder. Kirk was killed, of course, by a transgender political activist on the left. We hit some new lows over the weekend. The MAGA gang is trying to characterize the kid who killed Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, Kimmel said. That is a lie. I really hope that Variety decides to print the full truth. Jimmy Kimmel pulled holy S. Disney's, this is from the Wall Street Journal. Disney is pulling Jimmy Kimmel indefinitely after late night host's recent remarks about Charlie Kirk. More to come as ABC groups told the network, as ABC affiliate groups, remember, ABC is the broadcast, ABC is the production house, And then they feed those production into their broadcast partners who can take the production or not. And they've decided to not take the production. And more affiliate groups told the network that they would be dropping the host. This is incredible. Nobody's ever seen anything like this. 15 million households, 12% of all U.S. homes. Devastating number for a show like this. Jimmy Kimmel is over. Trump predicted it. I hear Jimmy Kimmel is next. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, major breaking. Disney's ABC is pulling the Jimmy Kimmel show live off air. This is the end of Jimmy Kimmel's career, you piece of trash. Nexstar Media, which owns about 24 ABC affiliates, said it will preempt Jimmy Kimmel Live indefinitely. Kimmel's comments about the death of Mr. Kirk are offensive and insensitive in this critical time. Continuing to give Jimmy Kimmel a broadcast platform in the communities we serve is simply not in the public interest at the current time. We made the difficult decision to take his show off the air in an effort to let cooler heads prevail.
He's crying right now.
Look at this. Amazing.
He's crying.
We did it. Jimmy Kimmel show off the air indefinitely. Amazing. Amazing. Just a quick note here on a personal level. This is exactly what Charlie would have wanted. Charlie has always wanted for us to have cultural power like this. He has always wanted Turning Point to be the enforcers of decency. And what is indecent is lying about and making fun of a father who was murdered in front of his family and in front of millions. It is goblin-like behavior. It is demonic to its core. And you should have no part of it. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Jimmy Kimmel's biggest fan. You should be disgusted by this.
Yep.
And what Charlie always worked towards was for us to have the cultural power to do this. The cultural power to reach into the black heart of Hollywood and rip out one of their biggest stars. The consequences for your actions, not to shut down his speech. Jimmy Kimmel's free to talk anytime he wants to. I'm not calling for Jimmy Kimmel to like lose his X handle or whatever. You go spout off, do whatever you want to do. I'm saying that there are consequences for your sick and degenerate behavior. You absolute hobgoblin.
I agree.
Jimmy Kimmel isn't funny, says Charlie Kirk. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my comment to that is, you know what, Charlie? We did this for you. We did it for you, Charlie. And we're just getting started. The moment is here. Thank you for being part of this audience, for sharing our videos, for watching our videos, for creating the capacity for us to have these massive outsized effects. A lot more people watch our channel than Jimmy Kimmel. And that is our power. And we are going to use it. God bless all of you. We're already saving the country.
That is awesome. I mean, it is. Listen, he did it to himself. You know, he has to blame himself for what he did. You know, he did that monologue and it was just disgusting. It was just horrible and poor timing, you know? It's like these libs, they don't know how to read the room. They don't know how to read rooms. They don't know how to read like the energy. It's like, come on. That sucks, man. Is Jimmy, sorry, dude, but another one bites the dust. Then another one bites the dust. Yeah, he's definitely gonna bite the dust on that one. Got some more news here. Let's check out. And then I got a Tyson De La Cruz, and then after that we're going to the paranormal videos, and I got 3 of them up. So let's go ahead and check out this weird story that's coming out of from Air Force One with Spirit Airlines. It seems like they had to force the pilot to turn away from Air Force One. Let's see what this is about.
Take a look. This video right here from late Tuesday as President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump arrived there in the UK. But we are learning of an apparent close call of sorts as Air Force One flew over Long Island, New York at the start of this trip. Bloomberg reports the pilot of a Spirit Airlines flight was repeatedly warned by air traffic control that the passenger jet was rapidly approaching the president's plane altitude and the flight path. This is a post right here coming in from the New York Post. Now, in the flight audio obtained by Bloomberg and other outlets, air traffic control can be heard saying, quote, "Pay attention," followed by the same command 3 times of Spirit 1300, "Turn 20 degrees right." Frustrated, the air traffic controller says, quote, "Pay attention, get off the iPad." Bloomberg reporting that Air Force One was never in extreme danger by any means. Now, a spokesperson for Spirit telling Fox News Digital that the flight traveling from Fort Lauderdale to Boston, quote, "landed uneventfully." Matthew Wiz Buckley is a Navy Top Gun fighter pilot, a former American Airlines pilot, and the founder of No Fallen Heroes. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us to discuss all of this.
You got it, Josh. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And first off, I want to start by asking you, based on your expertise here and your experience, break down your overall assessment of the situation and what we know about it.
Air Force One has dominance.
Well, a couple things. The airspace over and around New York City is like the Battle of Britain. It is some of the busiest airspace on the planet, and you have to be on your toes. You got to be paying attention. Missing a radio call,
priority.
Okay. Missing 2, not good. Missing 3, we got problems here. So the pilots in the Spirit flight clearly lost situational awareness for whatever reason. If they were having a conversation in the cockpit, I don't know. I'm sure the airline, maybe even the FAA is looking into this, but that's the wrong airspace and the wrong aircraft to be avoiding radio instructions for.
And once again, you're taking a look here at this post from the New York Post that says Spirit Airlines pilots scolded by air traffic control for flying too close to Air Force One, quote, "Get off the iPad." Can you explain how communication typically works between the pilots and air traffic controllers in a situation like this, or just one in general?
Well, the communication isn't supposed to be like this. You're supposed to get a radio call from ATC and you're supposed to roger it up immediately. So waiting for 3 radio calls is completely unsatisfactory. As you alluded to in your intro, they keep a pretty big bubble around Air Force One. I think it was about 6 to 8 miles. So if you look at the radar tracks, I mean, clearly it really wasn't a danger, but they want to put a big bubble around Air Force One. Sometimes when Air Force One is flying around the United States, they'll have some so-called Secret Service fighter protection. But this time they did not. So they definitely want to keep that bubble around there. So Air Force One was never in any danger, but God forbid if there was an airliner, I hate even talking like this, but wasn't responding and was turning towards Air Force One. The Air Force pilots on Air Force One know how to maneuver that airplane and get it out of harm's way. So I'm sure the company is most likely talking to these pilots. The chief pilot definitely is, maybe even the FAA.
I wanted to ask you, because we've seen a lot of these situations, these close calls, so to speak, midair. We brought you on quite a bit to talk about it. So are we just hearing more about these close calls, or are they happening more?
Again, Josh, I'm going to age myself, man. Before the age of cell phones and immediate feedback. I mean, air traffic control communication, decade or 2 ago, maybe some nerds in the garage listening to the frequencies. But now, I think it's atclive.net or whatever the website is. I mean, if you're bored, you can be listening to all this stuff. So it's immediate. We are in a 24/7, as you're well aware, news cycle. And if it bleeds, it's going to lead. So anytime, Air Force One is in danger, or not in danger, but at least in an incident, we're going to hear about it. But to your point, whether it's the DC midair collision, the RJ flipping upside down up in Toronto, or some of the other things that you and I have talked about in the past, it absolutely is the instantaneous cell phone. People evacuating a plane that's on fire and grabbing their bags from the overhead type of stuff. We see it. We're live. Some people are even going live on Facebook or Instagram and live streaming this to us. So the incidents, as you're well aware, are not increasing. If don't trust me, go to ntsb.gov and look at the same time frame from this year and last year, and the numbers are actually a little bit less. They certainly haven't increased.
I wanted to ask you essentially what kind of benefits maybe the audio themselves do provide, because you have folks, as you mentioned, who are going to that website, I believe it's ATC Live, like you were saying, and they're listening to this. So what sort of maybe information is provided by that audio there that could help in an investigation?
Well, I think the good out of this audio is what? The air traffic controller wasn't having it. After the third one, he read him a little bit of the riot act. So we police our own. The ATC controller did a good job yanking on the leash. Hey, fellas, ladies, get off the iPad and pay attention. This ain't the airspace to not be paying attention in. So the public can be assured in this communication that we police our own. And obviously, like I alluded to, the two pilots are probably, or they were, sitting in front of the chief pilot at Spirit Airlines and kind of answering for themselves. So having, sunlight's the best disinfectant. Having these things available to the public can only be good. It's like the rise of body cams. People thought it would be awful for police officers. It's actually turned out to be a great thing. So more is better. Let me allude to something real quick, Josh. The Air India mishap, right? The confusion with the fuel switches. Why don't we have cameras in the cockpit? I'm going to get an angry bunch of emails and texts from all my airline union buddies. They don't want that type of, quote, invasion of privacy. But you want to talk about the ultimate debrief point? It's having cameras in the cockpit. Were they on their iPad? Were they looking at the Wall Street Journal? Or, were they distracted because they were doing something in the cockpit that they should not have been doing? So I think we're moving closer and closer to even more transparency in aviation, which is great, because you and I both know, my brother, that aviation is a self-cleaning oven and there's no room for errors.
You touched on this kind of off the top, but I want to ask you a little bit more in depth here. Does the presence of Air Force One, the president, the first lady there, introduce any additional considerations in terms of maybe airspace management or the response procedures that are in place?
Yeah, as we talked about, they definitely have a larger bubble, so to speak, around Air Force One. So that's why the air traffic controller was giving some directive communication to maintain that expanded bubble around Air Force One. And as you can tell, he got a little animated with each further call because they want that bubble. They want Air Force One protected. And when somebody ain't responding, let's live in a little hypothetical land right now, right? Like, all right, this guy's not responding. Air Force One, turn left. There's an unresponsive Spirit flight on your right 1 o'clock for 6 miles. Now you got the folks in the Air Force jet. I'm definitely not going to get into the capabilities in that airplane, but let's just say they wouldn't have had a problem with anything like that. This isn't, Air Force One and Harrison Ford, get off my plane type of stuff. There are procedures. Trust me, if you and I are talking about this right now, I can guarantee you that Air Force One crews have sat in a briefing room and on a whiteboard gone through all sorts of capabilities and possibilities if that Spirit flight was not going to change course.
Yeah.
All right. Matthew Wiz Buckley, as always, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Anything we missed? Anything you want to make sure to add here before I let you go?
No, man, just to put a fine point on it, air travel's safe, folks. It is, one more time, it's tougher getting to and from the airport in your car than it is flying. So fly safe and everything's okay. We're good.
All right. Matthew Wiz Buckley, thank you so much, as always, for being here with us.
I'll tell you right now, from all the accidents that I've seen this year, statistically, I don't think so. Not for this year. Maybe all the other years in the past, but these airplanes are very old. And yes, they are reliable, but they are old. And the technology and, you would think by now they would put cameras in the cockpit. They would put cameras inside the plane to monitor everyone in the plane. Like, shit, we have it on our phones. Everybody has cameras on their phones. Why not have it in a freaking airplane? Go figure, right? All right, so let's go ahead and jump into the next show we're going to watch. Is Tyson De La Cruz. All right, this is going to be good. So we're going to go ahead and watch Tyson next. So let me line it up. Let me set it up. And we're going to watch it up. So let's go.
Tonight, Memphis is bracing for the arrival of the National Guard.
They are coming.
America, we just witnessed a masterclass in political double talk from Memphis Mayor Paul Young. After President Trump announced National Guard deployment to Memphis to combat crime, this Democrat mayor gave the most diplomatic non-answer I've ever heard. He says he didn't ask for the National Guard, but then immediately pivots to wanting to drive how they engage in our city. But here's the kicker. Memphis has been reporting a 25-year low in crime while simultaneously being ranked as having the highest violent crime rate in the country by the FBI. You can't make this stuff up.
Wow. Check this out.
I want to be clear. I did not ask for the National Guard, and I don't think it's the way to drive down crime. However, that decision has been made.
What is up, guys? Tyson De La Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. This is exactly why elections have consequences. And today I'm breaking down the Memphis mayor's impossible position and why the National Guard deployment is absolutely necessary. Let me break down what happened here. Mayor Paul Young is trying to play both sides of the issue, and it's actually painful to watch. On one hand, he's got to keep his liberal base happy by acting like he doesn't want federal intervention. On the other hand, he desperately needs help because his city is falling apart.
At the end of the day, my goal is to make sure that if they are coming here, which we now know they are, that we are able to drive how they engage in our city. They are coming. It's not the mayor's call. The mayor doesn't have a say.
A call President Trump made official Friday, reverberating across the state among Shelby County lawmakers.
It's not something that Memphians want. It's not something we asked for.
Watch how this mayor operates. He says, I didn't ask for the National Guard, but then talks about wanting to drive how they engage. That's political speak for I need this help, but I can't admit publicly because my voters will turn on me.
I'm certainly not happy about the National Guard. I am looking forward to trying to find ways to invest in the things that we're already doing to address crime in our city.
There it is, investing in things we're already doing. That's code for giving more taxpayer money for the same failed programs that aren't working. This is the grift I've been talking about. They don't want accountability. They just want more money.
Bring the National Guard? Oh no. This is a moment where Memphis must unite with one clear
this
message,
guy's an
with one
idiot.
clear sound that we do not want the National Guard in our city.
He's an
Now
idiot.
Let's look at how the community is responding because it's not what the
He thinks he's
mainstream
Martin
media
Luther
wants you to
King,
think. Some
Malcolm
residents
X.
are actually welcoming this help.
Makes me as happy as a fat man at a Golden Corral buffet.
Ooh.
This is something that's been needed for a while.
But of course, you have the usual suspects complaining about it. Listen to this community activist.
I think that this has intensified and increased the possibility of another Tyree Nichols situation. And I don't think anybody of good faith and conscience wants that.
Here we go again with the fear mongering. Instead of focusing on protecting law abiding citizens from criminals, they're worried about criminals facing consequences. This is backwards.
And you know, it's just so dangerous that you can't get out of your car. You can't go to the grocery store. You can't go to the market or the service station. So yeah, I want to see the crime stop. And if the National Guard is going to stop the crime, bring them out.
This is the reality on the ground.
bring 'em
Residents
out.
can't even go to the grocery store safely. But politicians and activists want to focus on everything except for protecting these people.
About violent crime, the murder rate, for example. To me, that is not the litmus test for whether a city is safe or not. Folks are tired of these routine property crimes as well. They're not going downtown to eat on a Friday night because they are afraid of coming out of the restaurant and having their windows busted out again.
Here's where this gets really interesting. Memphis police are claiming a 25-year low in crime, but FBI ranks Memphis as having the highest violent crime rate in the country. How is that possible?
We need unity around the fact that crime is out of control, and we need every partner available to us, local, state, federal, to help us get this under control.
I've been hearing about crime reduction my entire life. If crime has been going down so much for this long, there shouldn't be any crime left by now. But here's the trick. They're reclassifying crimes. They're letting people go without charges, and they're cooking the books.
As stats show a 36% decrease in crime in Hickory Hill compared to 2024.
They claim a 36% decrease in Hickory Valley, but we just heard from a resident who can't even go to the grocery store safely. These statistics are meaningless when people are living in fear. This is exactly why elections have consequences. We voted for a president who would actually enforce law and order instead of making excuses for criminals. The National Guard deployment to Washington, D.C. was a massive success, and it'll work in Memphis too.
We're going to Memphis. Memphis is
That's the next city.
deeply troubled. We're going to fix that just like we did Washington.
President Trump is doing exactly what he promised, bringing law and order to cities that Democrat mayors have allowed to spiral out of control. And notice how the mayor admits he was involved in talks with the White House about this deployment, even though he claims he didn't ask for it.
Democratic Memphis Mayor Paul Young was also involved with the talks.
So he was involved in talks but didn't ask for it. This is the kind of political doublespeak that drives me absolutely insane. He knows his city needs help, but he can't say it publicly because his base will turn on him. Here's what gets me about this whole situation. Every time there's a crime problem, these Democrat mayors want to throw more money at community programs and intervention groups. But here's the reality. Police are first responders, not elected officials. They can't prevent crime.
In order for you to have to think about crime in Memphis, you have to get to the root cause of the crime. Where there's poverty, there's going to be crime. Put more effort into trying to rebuild a community, creating jobs.
They've been running this same playbook in blue cities for decades.
Forever.
Address root causes, invest in the community, create jobs.
I'm disappointed that the governor is accepting this. And if this was a true measure, he could have done this a long time ago. He didn't need the president to tell him as the chief of the Tennessee troops what to do. So it's very, it's not surprising, but it's nonsense.
Meanwhile, crime keeps getting worse, and the only people getting richer are the nonprofit organizations running these programs.
Calvo says deploying troops will not fix any crime issue long term and questions why the action, if really needed, was not taken before now.
Adding more resources into these communities will only make nonprofits and community organizers richer, while actual residents continue to suffer. We've seen this movie before in every Democrat-run city. America, this Memphis situation perfectly illustrates the failure of Democrat governance. You have a mayor who knows his city needs help but can't admit it publicly. You have activists more concerned about protecting criminals than victims. And you have a community that's literally trapped in their homes because it's too dangerous to go to the store. The National Guard deployment to Washington, D.C. was a massive success, and it's going to work in Memphis too. When local leadership fails, federal intervention becomes necessary. That's not authoritarianism, that's leadership. The mayor can play his diplomatic games all he wants, but the residents of Memphis deserve to feel safe in their own neighborhoods. They deserve to be able to go to the grocery store without fear, and they deserve leaders who actually want to protect them instead of making excuses for criminals terrorizing their neighborhoods. This is exactly what we voted for in November, a president who will take action when local leaders fail. The days of letting Democrat mayors run cities into the ground while making excuses is over. Let me know what you think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.
Yo, Tyson Cruz, as you can see, scrolling in the bottom there. It's Tyson. It's tomorrow is Thursday, and you know what that means. And Tyson De La Cruz will be here at My Mind Over Your Matter, starting time 7:30. 4:30 Pacific time, and it's going to be interesting talks tomorrow, so please be here and interact with us, especially with Tyson. It's a good time to come and get active with him and ask him everything. He comes on here, and it's an honor. I feel honored of him coming here and speaking and engaging with me and engaging with the chat. And like I told you, we're going to be doing this every Thursday, and maybe down the line, we're going to add another day. We're going to talk about that to see which day will be an add-on. But it's definitely Thursday, 7:30 Eastern time, 4:30 Pacific. Tyson De La Cruz here on My Mind Over Your Matter. So with that said, we do have some kind of breaking news right now. Let's check this out real quick because there's it looks like a plane crash. So talking about safety in planes. All right, let's check this out.
I do want to talk right now about a breaking news event out of northeastern Arizona as 4 individuals were tragically killed in a small plane crash. I do want to put up just some images we're getting in from the scene as 4 people were killed while on the way to pick up a patient from a hospital. A small dual propeller plane crashed on the Navajo Nation. The August 5th crash killed 4 people on board. Next of kin notifications were made by the New Mexico Aircraft Company. So a tragedy there that happened around 12:40 local time. The small aircraft en route to pick up a patient from a nearby hospital when the crash occurred. FAA investigators are looking into what exactly caused this crash there near the Chin-Lee Airport. And we're also hearing a statement coming in on Facebook from the Navajo Nation about this incident, saying that the small dual propeller medical transport plane crashed and caught fire around 12:40 this afternoon near the Chin-Lee Airport. 4 people, all non-local, were on board and confirmed deceased. The small aircraft was en route to pick up a patient from a nearby hospital when the crash occurred. Next of kin notification were conducted by the aircraft company. The investigation is now beginning. The cause of the crash is unknown at this time. Currently, all access to the airport is closed for investigative purposes. The Navajo Nation and other services are on the scene, saying this is a tragic loss for the families of those on board. To the medical, air, and first responder community, we extend our deepest condolences to their family and loved ones during this time. All right, very sad story there out of Arizona. We're going to provide any updates as soon as they become available.
Wow, that really sucks, man. Like, innocent people were going to pick up a patient and to take them to another hospital. This is a medevac. It's a medevac, so they can either use helicopters or they can use airplanes, depending on the area. So there's like Arizona, so it's faster with an airplane. Here we have helicopters that constantly fly. It's a trauma helicopter, and every time we hear helicopters here, we know it's a trauma patient that's being brought in. That's the only time you hear helicopters here is when something really tragic is going on with a patient on board. You know, so every time I hear those helicopter blades, I already know someone is in trouble. And we got another Jason A video I want to pop up here and for us to watch. This is his latest entry. Let me set it up, and then we're gonna watch it. Another Jason A. Okay, let's go ahead and let's watch.
What if these are entities that are here on this earth, that have been on this earth, that, who knows how long, and that we, we think they're coming in from way out. Maybe they did millennia ago, but they're here and they're in these deep water areas. And that's why, like we say, we know more about the face of the moon than we do what's going on there. And we have a higher propensity of sightings around these 5 or 6, I believe.
We have, we have
deep water areas. And so to me, it just it creates a question there. And then when we have naval personnel telling me that we have these sightings and that there's these underwater craft they're chasing that are doing hundreds of miles an hour, and the best we've got is something that does maybe just a little under 40 miles an hour. Here you go. So I got a lot of questions about that stuff.
Let's have a look at this first of all. This is Charlie Kirk's video from last year about a UFO over Wisconsin.
You're about to see them again. Just watch up above the horizon, and they're going to get really bright, and then they're going to go away. See them? There's 2 of them right there. Those are not airplanes. Yeah, they keep circling. They just keep circling. Yeah, and they're going to go away.
You're doing a good job.
Nothing on your radar right now? No, there's nothing there. I can zoom out.
Now the light's going out.
They're gone. Have you ever seen anything like that before?
Wow. Nothing on the radar, but these are not airplanes, according to those 2 guys in the cockpit there. Richard, very good morning to you.
Good morning, Mike.
What was that, do you think?
Well, it could easily have been a UFO. They like to call them UAPs now. They've sort of changed the name, but the same thing. There's been sensational information out this week in Congress, including the fact that the most powerful missile America has just literally bounced off an extraterrestrial craft last October. And this was shown to people in Congress. But on this tragic day, I thought I'll just have a look because he was a champion of free speech, Charlie Kirk. Yeah. And indeed, he did have this sighting. He did film it last October and he did put it up. He got millions of views on X. So I wouldn't quite say he's an enthusiast, but he was certainly an honest, free-speaking person, and he certainly hasn't ruled it out being extraterrestrial.
So what are we looking at here? This says they are here. Is that?
Now, along the way, something that came across my path in this was that I was contacted by a CEO of a think tank in Washington, D.C., this is back a couple of decades ago. He says, I want you to come and participate in a conference here in Washington. I said, well, frankly, I'm too busy. What's it about? He says, I can't tell you what it's about. But if you come and you participate, you will consider it later to be one of the most important conferences you ever been to. Well, since I had respect for him and knew his background and many things he's done, I did finally decide to come to this conference. And when I arrived, there were about, 15, 20 people. I recognized some of them from the military, from CIA, DIA, some businessmen, and so on. So I thought, well, this is quite an interesting group of people. And so to start the conference off, he said, this conference is about disclosing something to the American public. As a startup position, let's assume that there have been crash retrievals by Russia, China, and the United States. And the question is, can we bring this out to the public? And so I think I, and most of the people I knew, when you talk to them later, said, oh, this is really cool. I mean, this could really go someplace. So he said, okay, the strategy we're going to use is we're going to make a list of all the areas that you think would be affected by this. And then on each one, you're going to have to grade them on a scale from +9 to -9 as to the level of impact and whether it's positive or negative. Okay, so we started out by making lists. So we started out with the obvious things. Well, I mean, the stock market, maybe religions, well, certainly politics would be affected. So we made a long list, and it was really a long list. And the time we got down to the bottom of the list, we were really in the weeds. Like, okay, if corporation A has access to retrieve materials that corporation B doesn't, then when this comes out, corporation B is going to sue corporation A and sue the government. This is really going to be a tough thing to kind of handle. Okay. So anyway, we broke up into groups, each taking a certain number of the things that were in our list. Okay. And in my group, we added up the numbers, +9 to -9. And we ended up in the negative category, even though we were kind of positively disposed to the idea. So I thought, well, maybe that just has to do with the particular list that we got. So then I talked to other people that were on other lists and said, we came to a negative number also. Well, make a long story short, it turned out that everybody going through these lists, there's a very sophisticated situation with complex computers and big screens and all that kind of stuff. It finally came down to the fact that the problem was there's so many areas to handle, and there was no way to handle them all at the same time. And so the final result was, therefore, believes that we're going to recommend that we don't go forward with this. And so those of us who were participating in this were pretty disappointed, thinking, we started thinking that, this would be a good thing to do. So anyway.
UFO struck by the Hellfire missile, it just bounces off it. Is that what we're seeing?
That's right. Yeah, that was shown at Congress on Tuesday by a House of Representative person. So what we're looking at there, that's their passing is the missile, but the object that's in the frame, and then this is afterwards. So they're the extraterrestrial spacecraft. There's the extraterrestrial spacecraft before it's hit. It's flying across, and then a Hellfire missile, their most powerful missile, hits it, just bounces off.
Right off of it.
They're absolutely in shock because that shouldn't happen.
And why did they fire a missile at it, though?
Well, I think it's disgusting they would fire a missile at an extraterrestrial spacecraft. It's not the first time they've tried to do that. It completely failed.
And what sort of speed would you say that's doing?
They weren't quite sure, but could be thousands, thousands of miles an hour.
Really?
It's unknown. They weren't quite sure of that fact. It was presented from an unknown source because so many whistleblowers are being damaged. They're being, talk about free speech. I mean, they're having their careers ruined. There are even talk of some of them having been killed. I'm talking about military personnel, Air Force personnel in America.
Right. Blimey. It's quite an extraordinary situation, isn't it? Because there's an awful lot of this in America. We don't see so much of it in this country, but there's an awful lot of interest, and there's been many congressional hearings about it, haven't there?
They have. This is the third one, and there are going to be more. They're campaigning for the declassification of this info. It should be information for us. It's not for... And the strange thing is, even the elected representatives, Democrat and Republican, they are being lied to, and they aren't able to get to the truth, and they're saying so. I think they're streets ahead, I will say, of this country and other countries in having these hearings.
Well, and we've got Peter Mandelson as the UK ambassador to the United States of America. You can't really be that surprised that we haven't got any information on UFOs. He keeps it all quiet.
I think his interests are elsewhere.
Yeah, it's down the back of the sofa at Jeffrey Epstein's place, but there we are. Richard, good to see you. Thank you very much indeed.
Very good to see you, Mike.
Richard Lawrence, we'll have you on for longer next time, author of UFOs and the Extraterrestrial Message. That's an extraordinary bit of footage, that, isn't it? I mean, you can't really tell how fast anything's going there, but it looks like it's going pretty quick. They hit it with a Hellfire missile, apparently, and nothing happens. This has been a very very unusual show. So
that's crazy. Steve, what are you doing, man? I told you, you're gonna come scare people. Like, don't do it that way, man. Like, okay, I understand they threw that fucking missile at you. That's fucked up. I know. He says it's fucked up. Like, don't fucking throw shit at me. I didn't throw shit at you. Don't fucking throw it at me. These aliens, you gotta be careful with them. They've been here. They've always been here. They've been documented in our history. You can see there's a lot of paintings from back in the baby Jesus days where you have alien crafts in portraits. Like, I kid you not. And there's a lot of suppressed history on these beings that are here. They've always been here. And, I feel like they're the caretakers of humanity. And they've always been here. Like I said, I feel humanity was brought here. I don't feel like we just came out of nowhere and we just started popping up, like humanity just started popping up. I don't think so. I believe that humanity was brought here and was delivered here. And that's why we have all different languages and people look different. And yes, we have the same blood. We have probably the same organs. And, we bleed the same way. I think we were just brought in like an experiment and just brought into this planet. I mean, listen, that 3-eye atlas is out there, right? And it's heading towards like close to Mars. Would you like take the biggest shit of your life if that's like 3-eye atlas just slows down and stops and orbits around Mars or even lands on Mars? What would the world like think? Just imagine the biggest shit the whole world would take at the same time. maybe that'll bring peace to the world, and we'll learn to like love each other. You know, I think fear can bring good, you know, and make people believe, and have them rethink their lives. And maybe it takes some kind of big moment to happen like that. I mean, Steve is ready. He's always ready. That motherfucker. He always wants to smoke my shit. I tell him no. I say sometimes I give him some. You know, I give him a little bit because he's like, you know, you got to be careful with him because you see, they fucking throw rockets at him and he's just bouncing off. And here, just give him a little bit to smoke. Like, hurry the fuck up, Steve. Like, let me get it closer to his lips. Okay, there you go. All right, Steve, just promise me don't do any shit crazy. Like, don't probe me either, motherfucker. Fucking Steve. Yeah. That's the name. I change his name like every so often. But this time I call him Steve. And they always been here. They always been here. Like the Mayans, like in their history, you can even they have a lot of paintings that are very suppressed, and they have spacecrafts in the paintings. Even in go to the Vatican. Vatican has it in their. You would never be able to get into that vote, but in their vote, they have paintings and information on spacecrafts during those times of Jesus. This is like it's so wild, but the suppression of history and like shut the fuck up movement, it was been played for too long, and I feel like now we're at the movement of truth. And I feel like with Charlie's energy and Charlie now on the other side, where he can communicate with our Lord and Savior, right? Jesus Christ. I'm sure he's letting him know everything that's going on here. And that's how the awakening is happening. Look at the reversal of the chaos that's been going on. The people celebrating and they're all getting fired. Like Jimmy Kimmel did that stupid shit on his show last night. Guess what? His show has been indefinitely suspended, canceled, whatever you want to call it. The motherfucker is fired. Like this, like Trump, you know how he used to do in The Apprentice. You're fired. Now get the fuck out of my boardroom, motherfucker. Oh Lord. I tell you right now, Jimmy right now is crying. He's crying. He's probably calling Madonna. He's calling like all of his freaks. He's calling them and like, I need to cry. Beyonce, can I cry with you? Like, I go and cuddle up with Kamala Harris. I'm sorry, Kamala, come here. I need to cry on you. The mission's not done yet. We still have the view. We have the view. And I tell you right now, I don't know how Whippy's going to be sleeping tonight. But I tell you right now, she has this on her mind. They got eyes on them. And I'm sure they're going to go after Disney and ABC because of the view. And they're going to get pulled also. And that's going to devastate, you know, and hopefully replace and have something better installed where it's more towards the middle, you know, like make it fair, you know, make like I hate left and I hate right, you know. I feel like we're all united as people, you know, and I feel like we should all be together in this and not separated by parties. It's like you're fighting on the blue side, and over here you're fighting the red. You're on the red side, and like let the best one like survive. And then we end up killing each other until very important people start dying because of jealousy, envy, of like displeasure, brainwashed individuals like the stupid idiot over in Utah that killed Charlie Kirk. I don't even want to mention his name. It's just it's just so despicable. But I just feel like, to be honest with you, I do feel like this is there's an inside job in here. I said it from the very beginning when I broke this news on my channel. I said it very loud. This was a setup. They set me up. And I don't know if I was channeling Charlie during, and I probably was, because I am very sensitive, because I am a psychic medium, and I've been doing this for on YouTube for close to almost 8 years. I've been on YouTube for 18 years now. I've been on YouTube. So 8 of them has been more of the lives and so forth. And in the beginning, I didn't really do any shows or nothing like that. I was just like I was a member of YouTube from way back when. But then I started doing my own stuff and doing my own shows, and I got into it. And yeah, it's been a nice ride. It's been a good ride. See many things, see many, like, the energy all over the place. Where we reached the time frame now where we have a chance to make things right. And I think with Charlie's passing is not going to go in vain. And I feel like a lot of things are going to change. The Democrats need to become more nicer and more like considerate. Like, if you ask a question, like, let the person answer, and then you can go ahead and continue asking your questions without cutting off the answer. You know what I mean? It's just like today and yesterday with the Senate and with the House and stuff, and it was like I feel like it was tug of war. I was like, all the negatives and then all the positives over here, and the Republicans are like super positive and super like have more courtesy and patience, and then the Democrats were like really mad and anger and like, you don't tell me this, I don't tell you, don't tell me this, and my time's not up. Cory Booker, remember that? Like, we just had a lot of moments with the Democrats just show their true colors, and they looked very sad. It's like, I feel like the Democratic Party is just not in a good place and won't be in a good place for a very long time. They just really have, like, it's not the same party how it used to be. It's not like back in the 50s and so forth, in the 40s. Not the same party of even the 60s. I feel like when John F. Kennedy died, that's when the party flipped and started acting a little wild. And ever since then, this is what has come down to, up to this moment in life, where a person of high moral and high respect was murdered a week ago on this day, on September 10th. And I'll never forget that day. I'll never forget the way I felt either. The energy I felt was really, I was sick. My stomach was hurting. I knew he was dead. I felt it inside of me. And I specified it on there. And, it's always going to be there. History, It'll be forever on YouTube's history. But we can't just stop with Jimmy Kimmel. We gotta go. We gotta get the View. And I think, like, do we want to cancel the View? If they don't change their ways, yes. You know, if they don't change the attitude, the dialogue, like the dialect also of their tone and their visions, and it should be more bipartisan. Like, the Train of Truth agrees. It should be 50-50 and not dominated by Democratic views. I feel like both sides should be equal, you know, especially on The View that's being televised during the day. And you have a lot of young and, you know, some people, you know, they watch it. I don't watch that shit. I do my own show in the morning. Come and watch me. It's much better than The View. Trust me. It's always good. But yeah, I really hope that they do come down on them. And there's other, you know, YouTubers too that they really need to watch, like, their mouths and watch how they project, especially with Charlie. You know, if you're not feeling like bad and, you know, you don't like the guy, that's fine, but just don't disrespect them. You know what I mean? Imagine if they did that to you, and you die, and then they come and everybody's talking shit on you, and like walking all over your candles and your momentum that they put out for you. Then you have some idiot come and, like, in protest and kicking everything and talking shit, and, like, you know, there's a lot of these far left young liberals that they think their shit don't stink and that they can do whatever they want without consequence. And I think this is a great time in history that we bring back accountability. Make accountability great again. The true MAGA way. And if you want to buy that shirt, go over to Tyson De La Cruz store and you can purchase yourself a shirt of that says just that. And I actually gave that idea to Tyson. So make accountability great again. We do. We need to make it great again, because right now we have an opportunity now to do it right. We do have an opportunity, but I think there's something big that's going to happen that's going to shock the fucking world, and everybody's going to shit at the same time. It's going to shock the whole world. The whole world's heart is going to, like, stop for a second. That's how much fear that's going to be brought into everyone. I can see that happening. That's wild. All right, Steve, I'm going to let you go, dude. It was nice having you on a segment. It's always a rarity to see you, but when we get a chance to see you, it's always great, man. You're welcome anytime. Just don't do fucking crazy shit. Don't fucking pro people. Like, that's old school. You don't need to do that shit anymore. Like, stop playing with people's asses, okay? But Steve, you take it easy, man. And we're gonna go into the paranormal. So the next 3 videos we're gonna be watching here is from Mindseed TV, and I got 3 of them, and we're gonna go ahead and watch that. Tyson might upload a video by 10:15, I'm thinking, so we will probably catch that last video and then I'll play it to end the show. So without further ado, let's go ahead and set this up and let's watch the paranormal. Time to turn off the lights. It's fun watching in the dark.
Arriving at the Biltmore Hotel, my first impression was this place looks really old.
I've been there before.
And that would make a lot of sense because this is over
Been there a
100
few
years old, and
times.
this is where Fatty Walsh died in the early 1900s.
In my high school days, we had a party there at the Biltmore. Oh, I saw the orb there. But I've been
The craziest thing
there.
about it is that they didn't even update the place as far as replacing doors and stuff like that. So the same door that Fatty Walsh was shot in front of was still in there, and we actually saw the bullet hole.
There it is. Look at this. That's a legit bullet hole.
Yo, that goes like all the way through
All
the
the way
wood.
through.
There definitely felt like there was a presence in the building. There was like a sense in the room that we were not alone.
Oh, hey, Rob, how you doing? Nah, it's okay, man. It's the paranormal time. But yeah, I'm all for canceling The View. Hell yeah, me too. Whoopi Goldberg, man, you made the biggest mistake of your life. You were so cool back in the days. Now you're just trash in my eyes.
All right, there's like an exit door.
Such a
over
great
here.
actress and
Here's a
just
nice
got
view of the
brainwashed
whole place. Wow.
by money.
Look at this view.
Money brainwashed her.
I mean, this place is so freaking big.
It's a big place. Look at that Biltmore Hotel.
On the 13th floor.
Finally get to
What's
check
this?
this place out.
This one feels locked. I don't think you can go in there. Yeah, this is locked. All right. You're probably not used to guests like us. If you're here, let me know. If you're really bad, move the chandelier.
After we explored the whole place and checked it all out, we decided to set up a voice recorder, and we were looking to catch an EVP. For those of you who don't know what an EVP is, that stands for Electronic Voice Phenomena.
If you can hear my voice, can you make a noise? Is there an afterlife? Can you speak to us from the afterlife? That was an elevator. Do you believe in God? Is there a God?
Let's give it a shot.
Right back. I heard the stupid elevator.
If you can hear my voice, can you make a noise? Is there an afterlife?
The f is that?
We have been testing
Wow.
with a voice recorder for about 20-25 minutes, just asking a bunch of random questions, and we knew that there was a presence in the building, so we wanted
Nice,
to go
Rob.
on a little
I'm
bit
glad you
longer
like it.
than previous sessions, and thank God that we did, because at the end is when we finally got a result.
That was a voice.
If you can hear my voice, can you make a noise? Is there an afterlife? Is there an afterlife?
Dude,
Yeah.
wow. It's like so clear, too.
Is there an afterlife?
Yes.
Let's keep it going. Let's ask another. Wait.
Is there a God?
I'm afraid it's gonna fucking answer some of these questions now.
All right. Let me try one. We're pretty sure that we heard you say yes when Steve asked, "Is there an afterlife?" Can you tell us your name? Are you Thomas Fatty Walsh? Can you give us a sign that you're here now? At this moment, you'll see Steve look up at me almost in disbelief because there was a knock from the door behind me, and it was clear as day. We both heard it when I asked for a sign, and you could hear it in the playback as well. Can you give us a sign that you're here now?
Wow.
You hear that?
Yes, I did.
That was like in the back room over there.
Yeah.
It's getting a little creepy now, dude.
I
I'm going
know.
to pause it. Let me see if this picked it up.
We're pretty sure that we heard you say yes when Steve asked, is there an afterlife? Can you tell us your name? Are you Thomas Fatty Walsh? Can you give us a sign that you're here now?
Whoa.
Yeah, boom.
That was like a straight knock.
That was like a
straight up knock, dude.
Can you give us a sign that you're here now?
So clear, dude.
You hear that? Yes, I did. That was like in the back.
So beginning our first test, we finally got some communication with the EVP. This is the first time we actually picked up anything using a recording device like this, and we heard a whisper say yes, and we heard a knock in the background.
Spirit box.
It's basically a small radio that scans through radio stations, and it's supposed to stop on frequencies that have no stations. It's going in reverse also, so you should not be able to understand or hear any of the voices coming through. So any kind of voices that come through when it comes to the spirit box is said to be something from the afterlife or a spirit trying to communicate, and it can alter those radio waves in order to produce sound, which we can hear on our end. Is that you whispering? Are you afraid to actually use your voice? We tested that out for a while and we weren't really getting anything, and I decided, okay, let's start antagonizing. Steve and I had brought gangster hats, balloons to celebrate the death day of Thomas Walsh. We brought playing cards, and we were just kind of like trying to get in the zone, like to see if we could relate. Maybe we could call him out by being gangster, acting tough. And when we started antagonizing, that's when all of the activity started picking up on the spirit box.
Oh boy.
Are you lost? I got an idea. It's antagonizing time.
As soon as I stood up, I heard a voice come through, and it sounds like it says death on the playback. I'm going to play it again a couple times for you guys to listen, but let me just give a heads up. It's not a good idea to try to antagonize spirits, especially when you're trying to communicate with them. However, me and Steve wanted to take it to the next level and see if we could get definite communication caught on camera.
I got an idea. It's antagonizing time. Been doing that. The mobsters are here now. We might even be the ones that shot you. The real gangsters are here now.
After we said the real mobsters were here now, it sounded like somebody laughed and said, "You're joking." Listen 2 more times. This time it sounded like someone whispered, "Cut the games," and then I heard a voice say, "Both here." Tell me what you guys think.
Both here.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. What number is that, guys? What number am I showing to the guys on camera?
The 8.
I heard black again too. Oh no, that one died. Yeah. 8.
8.
Did you hear that? Yeah.
So at this point, Steve and I kind of found it a little bit funny that maybe we were just hearing the number that we wanted to hear come through, and we decided to test it a little bit further by playing a game with the spirits and seeing if we could hold the card up to the camera so you guys could see it, but we don't even get to see what the card is. And we were hoping to get a clear number. That way we would know that we're not just hearing what we want to hear, and we're actually hearing what they're trying to communicate.
Yeah, it's going to take about an hour.
Here's what we're going to do. You spread them and look that way. I'm going to pick it and look this way. And that way when I hold it to the camera, because this is a glass table, and I know you guys can see the camera on this side, that this is glass. Yeah. So I don't want anyone to think that we're looking in the reflection. God forbid the voice tells us what number it is. Yeah. We'll both look away, and we'll do this fair. Ready? Okay? Ready. Spread them. I got it. All right. And now I'm holding it out. You can look now, because I can't see the reflection. What card am I holding in my hand? Whoever's here with us right now. I'll hold it here until you give me a clear number.
12. 6.
Whoever's here with us right now, what card is in my hand?
6.
The second time we actually heard a voice and it said 6. It sounded like a whisper that said 6. Steve and I both heard it. You could hear it on camera in the recording. And
I heard
it was actually the card that was in our hand. And I think I was just kind of like a little bit dumbfounded at that point. I wasn't like, oh my God, blown away. I was just like, wow, like this thing actually worked. Part of me kind of knows that it works, but then there was another part of me that's still on the skeptic side. So I was like, all right, that's pretty cool that I actually got them to say what was on this card. And neither one of us had been able to see the card.
I heard 6 the first time. I heard 6. No. You heard 6, right? I heard 6. You heard 6, right? I heard 6.
So towards the end of the Spirit Box session, as we were getting ready to wrap it up, we were going to do a couple more card games. I heard a loud bang upstairs and I stopped the Spirit Box. And when I stopped the Spirit Box, Steve was looking at me and it was like he was trying to figure out what I was thinking, but he heard it too. I stopped the Spirit Box and I decided it was time for us to go upstairs with the cameras, try to explore that sound a little bit more because we had heard it a couple times at this point, and I wanted to know exactly where the sound was coming from.
Loud bang up there.
You heard that, right?
Yeah.
That was a loud bang.
It was loud. It was over the static.
But it didn't even sound like one bang. It sounded like boom and then like a rumble, like boom, 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 like up there.
All right, so this is the second time now that we heard knocking from upstairs, and it's definitely coming from back on that side of the second floor. We were downstairs setting up equipment for our next shot, and we decided to take a break and come check this out. So this door right here was locked. This is like an AC room. We checked it earlier and it was locked. It wouldn't open. And this one, oh dude, it is open.
It's open.
I have no idea.
It was locked before.
Hello?
Yeah, it's like
Yo, I checked that shit before, I swear to you.
it's just like a tool room, AC room. All right, well nobody's up here. You guys can see that this room is empty. That's kind of crazy. I thought it was locked.
We're hearing the damn AC all night, so it ain't bad.
But it was definitely coming from down this way. Now this room, 100% is locked. We checked this earlier, and even like maintenance and everybody, room service, told us that this is just like a closed off room. It's a section of the building or whatever. But I could check right now. This one's totally locked, and this isn't like an entrance or exit or anything. So there's no reason that like anything should be banging this door or anything like that. What the? You see?
You heard that?
That's exactly what we heard before.
That shit, dude.
The pounds on the door were so real, and that room was blocked off. That didn't lead to any other part of the hotel. So that was supposed to be like a storage room. Nobody was in there. It was locked.
It's
not
banging.
open to the public.
Like that. What the? You see? That's exactly what we heard before.
That shit, dude.
That's exactly what we heard when we were downstairs. Hello.
Hello?
Here, let's move back a little bit. That's fucking weird, bro.
Yeah, you're fucking kidding me, right?
What?
The fucking thing is moving.
The chandelier? Oh yeah, look.
Yeah, it is.
It's moving.
That's a fucking joke, right?
Yo, that's a lot of energy
How?
there.
Dude,
How?
I don't fucking know.
It's strong.
Hold on, let me zoom in. How?
That's for real swinging.
That's probably the scariest
fuck
thing
that
that's
shit.
happened the whole night being here.
Yo. I want to say call room service at the door, but they ain't fucking touching the chandelier.
I want to keep the camera on it in case it moves again. Whatever just made that chandelier swing, can you do it again?
Can you swing it harder? Can you make it swing again?
Maybe even just a little bit.
It sent chills up and down my whole body as soon as someone banged on that door. And when we started moving away from the door, we were already a little bit creeped out. But when Steve said that thing is moving, I kind of felt like it was a direct response to me earlier. As we entered the Biltmore, I had mentioned, oh, if you're bad, move the chandelier. And here we are like 2 or 3 hours later doing tests and the chandelier is swinging.
Yeah, you're fucking kidding me, right?
What?
The fucking thing is moving.
It's moving a lot.
Yeah, it is.
That's not a little. That's a lot.
That's a fucking joke, right?
How?
Dude.
How?
That's strong. Strong energy.
That's for real swinging.
That's probably the scariest thing that's happened the whole night.
This is down in South Florida. If I'm not mistaken, the Biltmore is over in Coral Gables.
Touching the chandelier.
I want to keep the camera on it in case it moves again. Whatever just made that chandelier swing, can you do it again?
Can you swing it harder?
This building is very historical.
Can you make it swing again?
Maybe even just a little bit? That's so fucking weird. No, it's done.
Wow.
Oh, man, dude, that was fucking scary as shit.
It takes a lot of energy to move it.
Yeah. I kind of want to just keep the camera on the chandelier just to see if it does it one more time.
Then why you don't put the static camera there?
Come on, man. Dude, let's go back downstairs.
Hear more banging?
Yeah, no, this, fuck this.
Hear more banging.
Get the fucking thing up towards that door. Some serious shit right now.
No, that's not. It's like up here, right? It's around.
I think it's around that. Dude, I don't fucking know right now.
This thing stopped moving completely.
We had one final test for the night, and Steve hates using this thing. I still try to convince him that there's nothing paranormal about it. It's not really as cursed as people say it is, the Ouija board. This time I actually would have to agree with Steve. I was pretty much done using it the minute that we started. All right, guys, it is now time for us to actually do the Ouija board. We're going to see if we can get some spirits here to communicate with us through this. This is Steve's favorite toy of all time. If you've been following the channel, he loves this thing.
Crazy.
Actually, he hates it. He's kind of terrified of it.
I'm getting over it. It's the movies, man. The movies did it to me. They just made me think this thing is a lot worse than it is.
You always say it's taboo, like, it's just bad taboo.
Yeah, and we're talking shit on Night the Demons.
Yeah, we're saying, fuck Fatty Walsh.
It's like spiders, man. I don't like spiders. I don't like, these
All right, so we're going to give this a shot, and we are going to be 100% genuine here. We're going to do the brotherly shake. I am not going to move the board. You don't move the board.
No.
If it moves, it's honest. We're not going to toy with each other. No bullshitting. Here we go. You ready? Fingers on the planchette.
I have one, Rob.
Up, hands off the table.
I'm not scared of it. I don't use it.
Are there any spirits that we should communicate with us? Please move the planchette to yes or no.
We would love a little sign of movement. Any kind of movement that you can do would be greatly. Did you do that?
Dude, no, don't fuck with me.
I'm not. I swear
fucking
to God,
Broco, dude.
I swear to God, I'm not, dude. Did you do that?
No.
That was fucking weird. I don't know if it's just like my nerves twitching though. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
I'm trying to get closer.
The lights went out.
Are you serious?
Fucking batteries die now.
Oh,
what the fuck was that, bro? I'm fucking over this shit.
The balloon popped.
The balloon popped.
The battery died
on the light and the balloon popped.
Dude.
So the crazy thing is that the light battery was actually at 75%.
And he took his hands off the
and
planchette.
that thing is supposed to last around 2 or 3 hours at full charge. So it should have at least had like 2 hours left on it. And as soon as we started the Ouija board, The battery drained completely to zero.
I don't know if it's just like my nerves twitching though. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Just get closer.
See?
Are you serious?
Batteries die now.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that, bro? I'm fucking over this shit. The balloon popped.
Well, he took his hands off
The battery died on the light and the balloon popped.
Dude, of course they're fucking bored.
I kind of understand now why you don't want to fuck with this.
Told you.
That was fucked up.
Fucking told you.
That was fucked up.
When the balloon popped, I think that was pretty much when we were done. We were doing 4 or 5 tests previous to that. We had gotten responses on each one of the tests so far up to that point. But when the balloon popped, we took that as a very clear indication that we were not welcome there any longer.
Fucking told you.
The light went out. The first question you asked.
Just put your fucking
All right,
fingers
what
on
do we
it.
gotta
Just
do?
go to
What
goodbye.
do we gotta do? We gotta say
Bye. Fucking bye.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
All right, we said goodbye, right?
Say goodbye.
All right, put your fingers on it. We're saying goodbye.
Goodbye.
To whatever we just talked to.
Yep.
We no longer want
your presence here.
We no longer want part of it. Goodbye.
I think we definitely got enough footage on camera to prove that the Biltmore Hotel is actually haunted. A voice coming through as an EVP, a bang on camera behind a door that's to a locked room. We have a chandelier swinging in the living room, a balloon pop, one of our lights draining while we're shooting a segment.
I banged you on the
Spirit
door.
box told us what number card we were holding in our hand before we even had a chance to see it. I think
Yeah.
that there was so much paranormal activity in that place, we would have
Very
to slap
strong.
a stamp on it and say it's 150% haunted.
Wow.
If you did enjoy today's video, please smack that thumbs up button down below, hit the bell icon so you stay notified.
Wow, look at the orb.
And Steve and I will continue hunting cursed and haunted places for your guys' entertainment, even if it scares the living life out of us. That's our job now, and I will catch you guys next time.
That's
If you
creepy,
enjoyed this
scary.
video, make
Very creepy, scary. You know, the Biltmore Hotel has a lot of history, and I always known that place had it was haunted and has like pretty strong spirits. And the reason why you see that activity is so strong like that, because there's people that has done rituals there and actually have brought out a lot of energy into that apartment. That's why you heard that banging on the door. Like they went right up to the door and they're like, I think the banging was coming from here. And the next thing you know, boom, boom, boom. Like, what the fuck? You know, that right there would have been like, okay, what the fuck is going on here? You know, that's already confirmation. You know, there's strong energy there. But then the chandelier moving, and then they started with the Ouija board, and then, you know, the battery and the light turns off, and then the next thing you know, the balloon pops. Yeah, it's confirmation. That's big time confirmation. All right, here comes a second video from Mindseed TV, and let's check it out together. It's gonna be should be spooky. Let's see.
We received a call regarding a house that I investigated once in season 1, and when I stayed there the first time, I was under the impression that there was a heavy poltergeist activity within the home.
Sometimes when we're dealing with the unknown, there isn't a specific cure or remedy that's going to get rid of it. If it doesn't want to leave, it won't.
I saw the original episode, and I know that Casey for sure captured some negative energy there, so we were all a little on edge leading up to this investigation.
The owner of the house has kept everything intact. She wasn't comfortable removing her aunt's belongings, so she really hasn't changed anything within the home, but she does plan on trying to rent it out or sell it in the near future.
When we spoke to her, she had said that she had the house cleansed multiple times, and she even went as far as having the walls doused with holy water by a priest.
This is what we do. Crazy shit happening in your house? For sure. We'll come check it out for you. But it still doesn't change the fact that there's the uncomfortable feeling that you get walking into a building with such a heavy presence.
Oh boy.
Look at that. It's got arms and everything. That's kind of how you distinguish.
That's on the couch.
Yeah.
That's the same place that I was getting the fucking activity before.
Look at that. Like perfect head.
Oh, there's another
my.
one. There's another one. There's two. Hang on. I'm going to put the Oculus over there.
Okay.
In between them.
Sometimes we capture strange things with the SLS camera, but this time we're capturing a lot of pretty clear figures. Some were small like children and some large like adults, so it was honestly just really weird.
Yeah, it's like a little child right there on the left.
Did you hear that?
Very short.
Is that you? That wasn't your footsteps?
No, that wasn't my foot. You heard that?
Yeah.
It was like something like clicked over there and like sounded like a scrape.
It sounded like a wet footprint coming up.
Yeah, it kind of did. Like a stuck.
Yeah.
We'll keep moving.
Yeah. Look, right here.
Just walk back.
The same exact area I was getting readings in with the EMF detector the first time around, it was still making our devices go crazy.
Wow.
Like this whole area is a hot spot right now.
That thing's just on. It's lit. Mm.
Dude, no bullshit. It's like almost like the whole place is full of energy right now.
Yeah, it's tight.
Yeah.
When I said the whole place was full of energy, it just stopped. Like out of nowhere. It was almost like whatever was present with us in the room just decided to leave at that moment.
It just stopped when I said that.
Wow.
Yeah, I got nothing here. Weird. You want to go ahead and knock one of these down? That thing fell last time I was here.
Yeah, when your EMF shut off, I stopped getting anything on here.
Really?
Something there.
Now I'm just getting like little trace things on objects.
Yeah, I'm getting like tiny
solid.
flickers on this, but not squealing. Not like high energy like it was a second ago.
Mm-hmm. I feel like something's gonna fall.
Is there anyone here present with us that wishes to communicate?
I remember this.
Make yourself known. Dude, I'm getting absolutely nothing on this.
There you go. Going back up. That area right there.
For whatever reason. With all the religious stuff out here,
Yeah.
just getting readings.
Take a look up here.
You want to grab the Oculus too?
Sometimes when using the SLS camera, it picks up random objects in the room, creates figures where there's obviously not one.
It's picking up that ceiling fan. Grab it.
Wow.
Weird though that it was like a figure sitting on the couch and then this chair and then like almost like one was sitting here and two of them looked small.
But then they're gone.
Yeah.
Disappeared.
Check this room. With the Oculus. Would you like to communicate with us? Whoever this is. If this is Aunt Tina, can you say hello?
It's not coincidence that we get Oculus activity, EMF spike, and figures all gone at the same time.
Yeah.
I got nothing on the bed.
Using the SLS started out a bit slow, but at one point I actually got a pretty clear reading of something in a rocking chair in one of the rooms.
Casket. Oh, I got something solid here, Case.
This is the hot spot. What do you got?
Someone in this rocking chair. Four limbs.
It's got a head.
It's your chance. No, did briefly.
Now this thing is
Hey,
going off the
that's
entrance.
a good. Hey, that's a good distraction.
For a second, I was like a subtle reflection in the window behind it.
Like someone out there?
Hey, Cole, slide to the left. Just go in and slide to the left. I want to make sure this isn't you. That's the no. This doorway right here is getting a major reading.
Yeah, from that angle, it almost looks like a reflection of someone that's sitting in the chair. Super light.
It said me.
That's Casey. Drunk.
Oh yeah, there.
It's like this entrance and the living room is getting major readings. Now it stopped.
Below. Preacher.
Below preacher?
Look.
Below preacher. These right here. I remember these from last time, but that's just you can see the religious stuff here. Oh look. Below preacher. Maybe.
Said casket. Preacher. I mean,
below preacher.
It's literally like
11. That's a very specific number.
what is this called?
Like
Christ?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh Lord, be careful, guys.
Blind.
Does it want us to be blind? Wait, we'll have to do a blind spirit box here.
Huh? Yeah. Wonder what the significance of 11 is. Does that have any like religious reference?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, well, think about malevolent children was the first thing it said when there was all those figures dancing around here.
Like an 11-year-old?
Like an 11-year-old, like a fucking evil child.
Later, when Casey was testing the SLS with me, we captured two small figures, one to his side and one kind of in front of his legs, and they were both very tiny, so I was pretty much thinking that they had to be the spirits of children.
Picking me up?
Oh, stay still. Huh.
What's up?
You've got two short-looking figures, like one between your legs and one to your left.
Really?
I'm talking like infant-sized between your legs and toddler-sized to your left.
Seriously? It's like right here?
Like walking towards you. Yes. Here to here.
Tanner said he was looking at a small figure standing beside me, and as creepy as that seems, I couldn't see anything near me, but the SLS was picking it up.
Here?
Yep. Keep coming up and then disappearing again.
Dude, I'm not even bullshitting you.
Before Casey even explained what he felt, I felt an extremely cold draft of air go like across my shin area. It was so sudden though. It was there for a split second and then gone.
I feel it around my shins from where I'm standing, dude.
The air is cooler right here.
So much cooler.
Yeah.
And when I reached out towards it, it felt extremely cold. There's no way to explain isolated temperature drops like that.
Where are you? We saw you. Are you scared of us?
Bro, that's weird. It's like I felt like I reached, you know that feeling? Dude, you know that feeling like when you reach into a freezer for something and then you just like, you feel that cold air when you're reaching in? It was like reaching into a freezer right here. Wow, fucking weird, man.
11 months.
Do you guys want to maybe do a EVP or something?
That's not it.
See if we get any voices come through?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get it. around like the religious stuff that we were talking about.
Like the ones up here? Or
Yeah,
over here?
exactly. Do stuff in those
let's do
areas.
EVP in this area.
The craziest thing about capturing EVPs is when you're asking the questions, you don't hear anything in terms of actual physical response. It almost feels like you're just talking to yourself. But when you replay the recording and you hear another voice in the room that you don't recognize, it's mind-blowing.
Tina, is there a reason that you wanted us to finish the test here? Is this even Tina that we're communicating with right now? This place, like,
making all kinds of noise.
It makes noises, and I remember last time I was here, it kind of freaks me out a little bit, just knowing that door right over there, like, pretty much opened and closed on its own.
Yeah.
And the candles on that table. That area over there just still feels weird to have my back to.
Yeah.
You want to ask anything?
Yeah. Feel free to use either of these devices to talk to us. We come in peace. We just want to capture evidence of your existence and communicate with you. You want to listen to it back?
Yeah. Sure. Let's see. Tina, is there a reason that you wanted us to finish the test here?
You hear that?
Yeah.
As soon as we played back the session, we heard a whisper of some sort.
Play that back.
Is this even sound like a breath?
Yeah.
Test here?
One more time.
Was that one of us breathing out? That you wanted us to finish the test here? Oh, I should said not here, dude. Tina, is there a reason that you wanted us to finish the test here?
They said not here.
Is this even Tina that we're communicating with? Tina, is there a reason that you wanted us to finish the test here?
Not
You
here.
hear that?
Yeah.
Play that back.
Is this even sound like a breath?
Yeah. Like,
Test here?
one more time.
Was that one of us breathing out? That you wanted us to finish the test here? Oh, I should said not here, dude.
After hearing a voice saying not here, we didn't really pick anything else up using that test, so we decided to set up the yes-no prism in another room. And Tina, if that's who we're talking to, you weren't giving us anything on the Ouija board, so we brought out this device. Just lets you answer yes or no questions. So you make your presence known on my side, it's a no. Casey's side's a yes. So are you Aunt Tina?
Is there someone else or something else present here besides Tina? Yeah.
That's pretty clear.
Do you have evil intentions?
It's staying green.
Is Tina here also?
The way the prism responded no immediately when asking if we could speak with Tina, I'm pretty sure it shook us all a little bit.
So if Tina's here, can we please speak to Tina? Dude.
What?
Something does not want us to speak to Tina.
What could that be?
Don't know.
It almost felt like whatever entity was residing here was in control of Tina's spirit, or maybe Tina wasn't even present anymore.
That's the thing. We need clear, like more precise answers.
Yeah.
I think the spirit box is our best bet, dude.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Just do like an open spirit
You wanna
box
just
session
grab it,
right
just
here
do it right here?
while it's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tina, last time I was here, I heard voices trying to drown you out. Can you come through and talk to us? Help.
Are you trying to stop Tina from talking to us? That said, shut the fuck. I heard come through and then that, yeah.
While running the spirit box, we were getting a few responses come through, but most of them seemed pretty negative. And usually negative entities will say things that are hostile, insulting, and this time around was no different. It told us to shut the fuck up at one point.
What a rude ass damn spirit.
Are you angry for some reason? Are you keeping Tina here? Tina, I need you to come through clearly. Don't let this other voice drown you out.
It's like they're both struggling. Like both male, female are trying to get through.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We try a different, we didn't really do this, but someone suggested this to us on Patreon. And I figure we can give it a shot. They said try to do the sweep without the antenna. So it doesn't pick up radio stations.
Oh,
And
so
then
you just get what's
So you just get
in your ear?
static. And then if anything comes
That's an
through
idea.
from the
That's a great
static, it'll just be a voice, you know?
Wow. There's more than one presence here.
Right. Try to slow it down a little. You're hearing numbers coming through. 7, 3.
That's a sucker.
Dude, that shit was loud as fuck, bro.
That door over there through that hallway.
That was a door slam, right?
Yes.
We heard the door slam behind us, and it's usually not a good sign when we start hearing entities use their energy to move things in an aggressive nature.
That's a sucker.
Dude.
It never feels good to know that you're alone somewhere and then you hear a slam down the hallway coming from within the house.
That's what he said. Suck a dick.
Fuck, bro.
That door over there through that hallway.
That was a door slam, right?
Yes.
I got it. Oh, yeah, dude. Right there. That door was slammed.
We swept the rooms, halls. Nobody was there, but a door definitely slammed on its own, and we all know for a fact it was open the last time that we left that room.
Fucking people are always like, oh, there's someone in the house with them. Hello? Out here. God damn, dude. That's the fuck out of me. Yeah.
Yeah, I know we said we're gonna wait to do still cams just for bed tonight.
Yeah.
That's priority.
Yeah, we need to set up still cameras right now. There's shit happening around us while we're trying to do tests. That thing said, suck it, and slammed the door. Like it just ran off. It was like, I'm done with you.
Crazy.
Wild.
At that point, I knew that this was probably going to be another very long night.
Yeah, let's set up static cameras.
We set up a couple static cameras and decided to give the Ouija board a shot.
The first investigation that I did there, I got incredible activity while using the Ouija board, so it was kind of a mixed emotion for me having to do it again and reopen that door. Part of me was hoping that we would get some activity, but another part of me was thinking, if we don't get anything this time around using the Ouija board, I'm okay with that too.
Oh man. The end of it? Oh man. I gotta get the parts on this one.
Why did the Oculus say malevolent children earlier?
Can you come out yourself? Just say it.
Oh shit, look, it's moving. Oh shit, look how I moved them.
Okay, lights.
Oh, I gotta find that one. We're gonna watch that one. Let's move on to the next one. Let me see if I can find that next one, because I want to see if I can find the second part of that, because it looks super creepy. Let's watch this one.
We received a call regarding a house that I investigated once in season 1, and when I stayed there the first time, I was under the impression that there was a heavy poltergeist activity within the home.
Oh, that's the same house.
Sometimes when we're dealing with the unknown, there isn't a specific cure or remedy that's going to get rid of it. If it doesn't want to leave, it won't.
I saw the original episode, and I know that Casey for sure captured some negative energy there. So we were all a little on edge leading up to this investigation.
The owner of the house has kept everything intact. She wasn't comfortable
think
removing her aunt's belongings.
why is it showing me the
hasn't
same
changed
thing?
anything within the home, but she does plan on trying to rent it out or sell it in the near future.
When we spoke to her, she had said that she had the house cleansed multiple times, and she even went as far as having the walls doused with holy water by a priest.
This is what we do.
Yeah, it's the same thing. We saw this
We'll come
one.
check it out for you. But
Okay, so let me we saw this one. We just finished just watching it, and it's just titled differently. So let me see if I can find the second part to this, because there has to be a second part to this one, right? Of course, but it's gonna be a little hard to find. It shouldn't be too hard to find, but I gotta search for it. I hope you guys are having a good night. It's creepy. That was I got really into it. Like I was like, oh man, this energy is really strong. And the way it pulled him out of the bed, you know, I'm looking for that. I'm searching for it now. Let's see if I can find it. 'Cause that was from, and it said next week, so there was like a continuation of it. So, and that video was about, if I'm not mistaken, about 3 years old. Let me check. About 4 years, 3 to 4 years. So I gotta go searching. Let me see if I can find it. Hopefully I can find it. It'll be nice if I can find it. Let me see. Let me keep moving. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm staying quiet. It's just I'm like looking for it. And it said next week. So it's like like there's a continuation. So I'm definitely going back and looking to see if I can find it. This is like a needle in a haystack. Needle in a haystack, but you know what? I found it. Oh man. I'm gonna pat myself in the back. Hold on, let me pat myself in the back. I think I found it. So let me set it up and then we're gonna watch the continuation because that's creepy as fuck. That is creepy. Let me give me 1 second to set it all up. It's gonna take me a moment. Okay, it's gonna take me a second. Why did it move? Okay, that's not what I wanted. I have to go back. This is for that. I believe this is it. Give me 1 sec. Takes a moment to set it up. All right. Okay, I think I have it all set up now. And let's watch the continuation because that was creepy. Like the dude was being pulled off the bed. Like that, you know how strong that energy has to be to pull you out of bed. Oh man! All right, viewers' discretion is advised. It is gonna get a little creepy, so if you're easily scared, this is your chance to like walk away. But if you want to be entertained by the spirits, this is going to be a good one to watch. So without further ado, let me resize this up and let's watch together. And I have to put the sound up, right? It's the only way it's going to work. I hope this is it.
I know last time Casey was here, he used the Ouija board and candles blew out. He had some pretty extreme activity, so we were all pretty apprehensive about using it, but we decided to give it a go anyways.
Is it this one? I hope it is.
Whatever
Well, we'll find out.
right now, can you please move this planchette?
We'll find out. This is the continuation.
Use that same energy you used to slam the door. If you're the same one who was here with me the last time I visited this place, can you please move the planchette?
I'm glad you made it safe, Rob.
Is there a reason you're reluctant to speak to us? Can you give us some sort of message?
Tina, if there's something stopping you from leaving this place, please tell us what it is and we can help. For the most part, we didn't get much movement. We were trying to use the Ouija board for about maybe 30, 45 minutes. I don't know why, I just have like my arms are like a little bit more shaky than usual. It's not like I feel fine, but they're just like having a hard time staying on the board. Weird.
Are you a child?
Go get me a bottle of water.
Give us a sign. The planchette.
Even though I'm not touching the board, standing around them with a camera for 45 minutes while these guys are using it still makes me uncomfortable.
I got a lot of activity the last time I was here. It seemed like you didn't like it when I used this board. Is it bothering you that I'm using it again?
Are the figures we saw in the SLS earlier present with us now? Can you give us any information about yourself, like a name or something?
Oh, where's it going?
We weren't getting much on the Ouija board until it started to move, and it moved in a really strange way. It almost like rotated, something I've really never seen before.
What's that? It's not on anything. It's pointing to what? It's pointing to D.
Yes. I mean, yeah.
Can you please move it to a letter or a number? That was weird.
It was like an attempt.
Yeah. Keep using that same energy you were just using.
Can you tell us what's preventing you from communicating with us?
We're not here to disrupt your peace or anything. We just want to know what's going on. Can you keep moving this planchette for us, please? Want to spin it a couple times?
Sure.
Look, we're moving it right now. See how we're using our energy to move the planchette? Do the same thing. Since you're not giving us any more communication, we're going to move to goodbye, and you are not welcome to follow us. Goodbye.
Well, it's weird. It's almost like it's like hitting a wall.
Yeah.
Or she is, or whoever is trying to talk to us. It's like, can't.
Right. Like that was an attempt, you know?
Oh, certainly.
Yeah. And then nothing for minutes and minutes after that. Just, this thing just like literally, just like did like a half spin and stopped. Like on the D.
Odd.
Yeah. Don't know what that means.
After we're done with the Ouija board, we decided to set up for a blind spirit box test. So I sat up on the couch, and I got a pretty eerie feeling being blindfolded in that house by myself.
During the blind spirit box session, Tanner was inside the house blindfolded, couldn't see, couldn't hear anything, and me and Colton went out back of the house near a wooded area so that we would have separation from him so he could be completely isolated, and I was asking him questions through the walkie-talkie. Tina, if you're still in the house, you can use
Tanner to communicate right now. Can you please say something through Tanner?
God damn it.
House is weird, dude. Look at it.
It's like, God damn it. Wow.
Tina, are you still here?
Within the home?
He's weakened.
Is there something else in
the house besides Tina?
He's pretty good. Superior.
Uh-oh. I saw a shadow behind Tanner. Yep.
He's pretty good.
Move.
Superior.
After reviewing the footage, we noticed that there seemed to be a figure of a person standing down the hallway behind Tanner. Colton and I were at least 40, 50 feet away from the house. There was no way that was one of our shadows.
He's pretty good. Superior. He's pretty good.
There he is in the background. You see it?
What else
Whoa.
could that be? Whatever's in the house.
Give us a sign. Give us a message.
Fuck no.
What's that light in the background?
Give us a sign. Give us a message.
Fuck no.
What? Yeah, like glowing eyes. Yeah, in the window. That's all I saw. It like back there.
Fuck
And
no.
like, look. You saw that?
Fuck no.
Wow,
I
that
feel
was
like you're
creepy.
here and you want to communicate, but something's stopping you.
Can you tell us what's stopping you?
Man laughing.
When doing the blind spirit box, I did get a lot of answers that seemed to be relevant to the investigation. I heard a man laughing and a woman saying, "Help me." So I do believe there were multiple entities basically fighting for airtime on the spirit box.
Does it upset you that Tanner put on the demon board shirt to provoke you and brought a Bible?
I look. Devil.
We've given you every device we have possible to communicate. We might have seen you on the SLS.
It seemed like you were trying to give us answers on the yes/no, even on the Ouija board.
Tell me something through the spirit box. Give me a direct message.
Shut up.
Last time I was here, I heard a woman scream while I was within the house.
When we reviewed the spirit box footage, we
Whoa.
did see pots, pans,
The pots and
behind
pans
me on the
moving.
rack. And it's a really crazy, scary feeling reviewing that footage and just realizing that in that moment I was blindfolded and robbed of my senses, and I had no idea about the extreme activity that was going on behind me.
Yells at me. Just say it.
Wow, look at the pants moving. Whoa.
Just say it.
Tina, if you're there, do you have a message that we can give to your niece?
Help.
Unless there was like a phantom earthquake that existed only in the house, I don't see a possible way how a multi-100-pound pot rack is able to jostle back and forth by itself.
Right.
Help in a woman's voice.
Is there child spirits holding you back from moving on?
I need you. You're not the one.
Wow.
Time. Time's up.
Oh, fuck. After coming back inside, Tanner had no idea when we approached. We startled the hell out of him. Didn't mean to, but it's just kind of one of those things that comes with the deal. When you're blindfolded deaf for an hour filming and someone touches you, it's a startling feeling.
Wow.
I don't know any other way to wake you up, dude.
Dude, I know.
Every time I touch you like fucking shit your pants.
Fucking chest pain. That fucking scared me so bad. I was in the zone.
Yeah. Did you hear people? Anything strange?
I don't know if you were near me enough yet, but it said time's up.
Really?
Yeah. I felt like you touched me when it was saying that, but I don't really know.
At the time when we did the spirit box, I wasn't really aware of what was going on around me, so we decided to go to bed because we didn't think we were getting much. But after we reviewed the footage, we discovered a very different reality.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go. It's gonna get interesting right here. Right here. This one right here. He's
I
gonna be
personally
pulled.
slept well at the house that night, obviously not knowing the extreme activity we had experienced before, but Casey had a very different experience.
Look at this.
That night, I just started having the craziest dreams pretty much from the minute I fell asleep, and they were vivid. I mean, I could remember having dreams about almost being tackled by what I couldn't see features, but it's almost like children. I don't know. It wasn't children. In my dream, I knew it wasn't children, but I was being tackled by something small, aggressive. It was all over me, pulling me. I couldn't sleep the whole night.
Wow. Tossing and turning. What? What the hell? He didn't notice?
I don't think there's any way that he could have moved his body like that while he was sleeping. And I do believe that some sort of dark entity was basically trying to pull Casey out of bed.
Look at his shoulder. Look how it goes. You see how it pulls it?
That isn't something that I would do in my sleep on my own.
The way it pulled his
It's honestly
shoulder.
scary when you see something.
Like you could see it's pulling. He just falls right back to sleep like it was nothing.
It looked like something was literally trying to pull me out of the bed that I was sleeping in.
Watching Casey's arm and
Yeah, it
upper
went
body
up
elevate out of his
when it
bed
get
while
pulled.
he was sleeping, it was just such an unnatural movement. It looked like there had to be a point of pressure or something that was pulling him in a certain direction.
Wow.
There is absolutely a ton of activity still going on at Aunt Tina's house. Between the figures that we saw on the SLS, the cold feelings near those figures. On top of that, we captured a crystal clear EVP. We had physical motion behind me with the spirit box, and then Casey was touched during the night.
She's going to
That's
have
wild.
to find a way to remedy it on her own, get the place cleansed. She said she's already tried numerous ways. Nothing seemed to work. But that's just how it is sometimes. If you have an attachment or a presence that doesn't want to leave, it's going to stay there as long as it wants.
The first time I watched Casey and his other hosts cover this, I thought this place had a lot of activity going on it, but to be there and experience what exactly is happening, I can tell you that I believe 100% this place is haunted.
That's not even to mention the shadow figure that was behind me during the spirit box test. So I'll say that house is absolutely haunted, and there was a lot of very heavy paranormal activity.
There's really no medicine or cure just to get rid of it. So, yes, the place is definitely still haunted, and I believe it is by something that's negative.
Wow, that's crazy. It is haunted. So the way it pulled them, that was crazy, man. That's crazy shit. That was just like I would have shit myself. Well, the way it pulled him and through his shoulder, like it lifted up his arm, and then like it was awkwardly because you could tell by right here, like in your shoulder, like you could tell it was like an awkward movement, and then it's like it pulled him, and like you could see his head move like a certain way, like it was pulling him out of bed. That's wild. That was the last video for the paranormal. That was freaking good. Amazing. But I do have 2 shows for us to watch. Okay. And I'm not going to bed without watching it. And you guys are going to watch it with me. One is going to be from Jason A. that uploaded a quick video, and Tyson De La Cruz that he uploaded at the 10:15 mark. So first we're gonna start with Jason A. And I don't know what this is about. We're gonna explore it together. All right, let's see what's up.
The founder of Tesla and SpaceX, Elon Musk, is no longer the world's richest person. That title now goes to Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison.
Ellison's wealth jumped by a staggering $101 billion after Oracle's strong earnings report on Tuesday evening. That pushed his net worth to $393 billion, surpassing Musk's net worth of $385 billion. The Bloomberg Billionaire Index reports Ellison's leap in wealth is the biggest one-day increase ever recorded by the index.
the police will be on their best behavior because we're constantly watching and recording everything that's going on. Citizens will be on their best behavior because we're constantly recording and reporting everything that's going on. And it's unimpeachable. The cars have cameras on them. I think we have a squad car here someplace. But those kind of applications using AI, if we can use AI, and we're using AI to monitor the video. So if that altercation that occurred in Memphis, the chief of police would be immediately notified. It's not people that are looking at those cameras. It's AI that's looking at the camera. No. You can't do this. It would be like a shooting. That's going to be immediately, that's going to be an event that's immediately, an alarm is going to go off. It's going to be, and we're going to have supervision. In other words, every police officer is going to be supervised at all times. And the supervision will, and if there's a problem, AI will report the problem and report it to the appropriate person, whether it's the sheriff or the chief or whomever we need to take control of the situation. We have, same thing. We have drones. If there's something going on in a shopping center, and I'll stop. A drone goes out there, get there way faster than a police car. There's every reason for, by the way, high-speed chases. You shouldn't have high-speed chases between cars. You just have a drone follow the car. I mean, it's very, very simple. And the new generation of autonomous drones.
President Trump's first full day back in office included a major announcement about artificial intelligence that will bring jobs to Texas. The president stood next to the CEOs of OpenAI, Oracle, and SoftBank to announce a $500 billion project called Stargate. The project would build new data centers and electricity generation needed to power AI. Texas will serve as a launch point, with the first of the data centers being built in Abilene. The goal for Stargate is to create 100,000 new jobs here in the United States.
Larry Ellison, he's a co-founder of Oracle, the tech company, and he's just pulled off the impossible. $100 billion in a day. His wealth skyrocketed overnight. For a few hours, he was the richest person in the world, even richer than Elon Musk.
Wow.
How did that happen? Thanks to one of the biggest stock market jumps in tech history. It was fired by cloud deals, AI contracts, and a staggering earnings report. So Ellison's fortune grew by over $100 billion in 24 hours. It's the single biggest one-day wealth gain ever recorded.
Wow.
Oracle stock surged by almost 36%. 2 days ago, the company released its earnings. It came with a bold projection. Oracle's cloud business is expected to grow 14-fold in 5 years. Today, the company makes $10 billion in revenue. By 2030, they're expected to touch $144 billion. These numbers stunned Wall Street. There was a rush of investors. As a result, the stock exploded and Ellison's fortunes changed.
Wow.
Which brings us to what Oracle does. It's a popular name in the computer world. Oracle is a major software company. Their main business is database software. It is used by governments and businesses. If you book flights, if you manage your company's payroll, if you file your income tax returns, chances are you're using Oracle software. They also run a massive cloud infrastructure, something that all modern AI services need. Oracle provides this infra. It deals with all the biggest names in the business. OpenAI, Elon Musk's XAI, Meta, NVIDIA, AMD, all of these companies work with Oracle. You see, training models like ChatGPT takes massive computing power. A normal computer cannot handle that workload. So you need specialized cloud systems powered by high-speed chips. Most importantly, you need computers which are secure, and this is where Oracle comes in. It builds and runs these systems at scale, and it offers them to AI companies as a service. This cloud business has boosted Oracle's revenue. Their revenue pipeline is now worth $455 billion. That's a 359% jump from last year.
Wow.
These numbers are great. The momentum is genuine. But we have to say, like with every stock, it comes with risks. Much of Oracle's hype rests on a few massive contracts. Like we said, the customers include OpenAI, NVIDIA, and Meta.
I warned you guys in 1984. You didn't listen. Sure. Look, I mean, you got to follow the money. Who's building these things, right? They're either building it to dominate market share. So what are you teaching it? Greed. Or you're building it for defensive purposes. So you're teaching it paranoia. I think the weaponization of AI is the biggest danger. I think that we will get into the equivalent of a nuclear
You can censor
arms race
people
with
and
AI. And if we don't build it,
you
the
can
other
hurt
guys
them
are for sure
with
going to
AI.
build it. And so then it'll escalate. And you know, you could imagine an AI in a combat theater, the whole thing just being fought by the computers at a speed that humans can no longer intercede. You have no ability to de-escalate. And when you're dealing with the potential of it escalating to nuclear warfare, de-escalation is the name of the game. And having that pause, that timeout, will they do that? The AIs will not.
Securing schools, we think we can absolutely lock down schools so that dramatically reduce the case of anyone being on campus that doesn't belong on campus, and immediately alert. The second someone pulls out a gun, immediately alert. Use AI cameras to immediately recognize that. But we keep everyone off campus that doesn't belong on campus. The police, another thing. Body cameras. We completely redesigned body cameras. Our body cameras cost $70. Normal body camera costs, I don't know, $7,000. Our body cameras are simply lenses, two lenses attached to your vest, attached to the smartphone that you're wearing. And we actually take the video that the police officer is, by the way, and the camera's always on. You don't turn it on and off. And by the way, the way you turn it on, you can't turn it on. I'm going to the bathroom. Oracle, I need 2 minutes to take a bathroom break, and we'll turn it off. The truth is, we don't really turn it off.
2 minutes.
What we do is we record it so no one can see it, but no one can get into that recording without a court order.
Wow.
So you get the privacy you requested, but a court order,
it's still
get a court order, we will, judge, can order, I want to look at that, this so-called bathroom break. If there's something comes up, and plus I'm going to lunch with my friends, or going in an hour for privacy with lunch with my friends. God bless. We won't listen in unless there's a court order. But it's interesting. But we transmit the video back to headquarters. So headquarters and AI is constantly monitoring the video. Remember this terrible case in Memphis where the 5 police officers basically beat to death a citizen in Memphis? Well, that can't happen because it would be on TV at headquarters. Everyone would see it.
Wow, Jason A. Good video, man. Good upload on that one. That's wild, and he just became the richest man overnight. That's crazy. All right, so we're going to finish off the night with Tyson De La Cruz. So let's go ahead and set that one up. And this is the last show for the night. And then it's time to go to bed. Tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow's the day with Tyson. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a morning show tomorrow, Wake and Bake. I think I want to sleep tomorrow morning. I think tomorrow morning I just need to get a good sleep in the morning, and then maybe I'll do a show. Won't be early morning, that's for damn sure, but sometime in the morning. If I'm feeling good, because I've been feeling a little achy, and I think it's because of the weather. So I'll come on and then I'll do a little something. Let's see what the news, what happens, and I could go over what happened in the morning with the news and so forth. But without further ado, let's go ahead and check out Tyson De La Cruz.
We will not have indoctrinators in the schools putting fear into children.
The issue is, what is free speech as a public school teacher?
America, we need to talk about what just happened in Las Vegas because it perfectly shows you the delusion.
No, they record everything. Your cell phone is recording all the time.
Political assassination without consequences.
Takes pictures of
We've got
you
teachers who
every few
post about
seconds.
watching Charlie Kirk's murder more than 50 times and calling him an unconscionable monster. And now their supporters are out protesting in costumes costumes, wigs, and singing songs like it's some kind of festival. But here's what these costume clowns don't understand. Nevada is an at-will employment state, which means you can be fired for any reason that's not illegal. Celebrating murder isn't a protected class, and your employer doesn't need to keep paying you while you indoctrinate children with your cheer for political violence.
Wow. Go get him, Tyson.
Two different protests today in front of the Clark County School District's administration building as the fallout continues over teachers making inflammatory and insensitive remarks on social media.
Now, some of those teachers praised the assassination of Charlie Kirk.
What is up, guys? Tyson Dela Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. While these teachers are out here crying about consequences, parents are finally waking up about what's been happening in their children's classrooms. Let me remind you what these teachers actually posted that got them in trouble. A Rotrick Middle School teacher said they watched Charlie Kirk's killing more than 50 times and called him a monster. Think about that. A person you trusted to educate your children was getting sexual gratification from watching a political assassination over and over again.
In one, a Rogich Middle School teacher said they watched the killing of Charlie Kirk more than 50 times.
The man was not safe. He was, in fact, an unconscionable monster. Then, yeah, I don't think that you should lose your job for that. In fact, it's speaking truth to power.
Speaking truth to power. You're celebrating a murder of a husband, a father, and you think that's heroic? This is the level of moral bankruptcy we're dealing with in our education system.
We will not have indoctrinators in the schools putting fear into children.
This is the scene Tuesday afternoon in front of CCSD's administration building near Sahara and Decatur. About a dozen officers separating two groups.
Counter protesters from Moms for Liberty got it exactly right. We will not have indoctrinators in our schools putting fear into children. That's what this is really about, protecting kids from teachers who celebrate political violence. Now let's talk about the protesters defending the teachers because they look exactly like what you'd expect from people who think celebrating murder is free speech. We're talking about people in costumes, wearing wigs, turning a serious discussion about political violence into some kind of freak street festival.
On one side, members of Moms for Liberty.
They need to be held accountable. They need to be removed.
On the other, two protesters defending teachers. They wanted to remain anonymous.
We should be able to express ourselves, and I think students and teachers are, able to understand the difference between classroom instruction and personal opinion.
Look at all these people wanting to remain anonymous while defending teachers who celebrate murder. They're saying we should be able to express ourselves, and the students can understand the difference between classroom instruction and personal opinion. Are you kidding me? You think a 12-year-old can separate their teacher's personal celebration of political violence from their classroom instruction? You think kids didn't notice when your teacher gets excited about people being killed?
They like to conflate what is actually inflammatory speech as a freedom of speech. These are educators that have control of the lives of young children, very impressionable minds.
The Moms for Liberty protesters understand what's really at stake here. These are educators that have control of the lives of young children. They're very impressionable minds. When you put someone who celebrates political murder in charge of teaching children, you're not just risking their education, you're risking their moral development. Here's what these costume protesters don't understand about the real world. Nevada is an at-will employment state. That means your employer can fire you for any reason that's not specifically illegal under federal law or state.
Amanda Keefe's 7th grade son goes to Rogich Middle. She's concerned over the comments.
If you're celebrating someone who is dead, whether it be George Floyd, whether it be Charlie Kirk, or anyone else, that's homicidal ideation. Look it up, learn the definition. It's not acceptable. That teacher needs to be fired.
Amanda Keith, whose 7th grade son goes to Rotrick Middle School, nailed it. And she's absolutely right. Celebrating murder isn't protected speech when you're a public employee trusted with children. The First Amendment protects you from government censorship, but it does not protect you from your employment consequences when you demonstrate that you're unfit to be around kids.
Now, CCSD Superintendent Joan Ebert did issue a statement yesterday saying, in part, while we do uphold the intent and the spirit of the free speech rights provided by the First Amendment, we also have an obligation to ensure our school campuses are safe and focused on learning.
Let me be clear about what these protesters are defending. They're not defending free speech. They're defending the right of teachers to celebrate political murder while being paid by taxpayers to educate children. One of the anonymous protesters said teachers and students can understand the difference between classroom instruction and personal opinion. But here's the problem. When your personal opinion is that political violence is entertaining and justified, you've disqualified yourself from being trusted with kids.
We aren't identifying the teachers who made the social media posts since they weren't fired or charged with a crime. The Clark County Education Association declined to comment, but says it's investigating the matter.
Notice that the Clark County Education Association declined to comment, but says it's investigating the matter. Even the teachers union knows this is indefensible. They can't publicly support teachers who celebrate murder, but they also can't abandon their members. The fact that these teachers haven't been fired yet shows you how broken our education system has become. In any other profession, celebrating the murder of a client, customer, or public figure would result in immediate termination. The whole situation reveals something much deeper than just a few bad teachers. It shows you the moral rot that's infected our education system. When teachers feel comfortable publicly celebrating political violence and their colleagues rush to defend them.
Seen people in all different walks of life, all different businesses, whether education or real estate, that are facing some backlash for comments that they made online. And in some cases, as you mentioned, there have been some consequences, even here locally in town. And that brings up the question, what is freedom of speech? When does it apply?
These aren't isolated incidents. These are symptoms of a system that's been taken over by political activists who see their job as indoctrinating children rather than educating them. When teachers feel comfortable celebrating murder, it's because they know their administrators and colleagues share their same radical viewpoints. The parents protesting outside the school district building understand what's at stake here. They're not trying to silence legitimate political discourse. They're trying to protect their children from adults who think political violence is entertaining. At-will employment exists for this exact reason, to allow employers to remove people who demonstrate they're unfit for their position. Celebrating murder while being trusted with children's education is the definition of being unfit for your job. America, these Las Vegas teacher protests show you everything wrong with our education system. We have teachers celebrating political murder, and instead of being immediately fired, they're being defended by costume protesters who think this is all about free speech. This isn't about free speech. This is about fitness for duty. When you're trusted with children's education and you publicly celebrate political violence, you've disqualified yourself from that trust. At-will employment means you can be fired for demonstrating poor judgment, and celebrating murder is the ultimate example of poor judgment. The parents fighting to get these teachers removed understand what's at stake here. They're not trying to create a police state. They're trying to ensure that the people teaching their children have basic moral standards and don't get sexual gratification from watching political assassination. Meanwhile, the defenders are out in costumes and wigs, turning a serious discussion about political violence into a street carnival. That tells you everything you need to know about their priorities and judgment. Every parent needs to pay attention to what's happening in Las Vegas, because this same moral rot exists in school districts across America. Teachers who celebrate murder today will be indoctrinating your children tomorrow unless you stand up and demand accountability. At-will employment gives you the power to demand that unfit teachers be removed. Use it. Let me know what you guys think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.
Thank you, Tyson Doki, for ending the night with another great entry there. I'm getting tired. It's been a long day. I did the cash earlier today and did that early show that ended up being like 7 hours long. And then another, how much here? Like 3.5. Yeah, I'm done. I'm going to get some sleep. You guys get some sleep too. Just have a good morning, good afternoon, and good night, wherever you're at. And I'll catch you on the flip side. And tomorrow I'm going to sleep in a little bit and then possibly do a show. And then we'll go from there and see what happens. Every day's a new day. Every day we wake up, it's like a new world. But we all continue making the same crazy mistakes. But we'll see. It's like I said, 2 weeks. We got like a week and a half in. Actually, we got like half a weekend, so we still got like a week and a half of high alert energy, high crazy shit happening. Just stay alert because I feel like more crazy shit is gonna happen. With that said, I'm tired, man. I am so tired. You guys have a good night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.